my co-host,
OG Krogstad.
and today marks episode 50 of the OG podcast. Can you believe it?
Yeah.
We're halfway
Been
to it.
that long.
We're halfway to a 50. So that means we've done, if you think about it, we've almost been doing this for a year. So if you think about it, we've done over 50 episodes in a year. So that means this time next year will be episode 100.
Yeah.
That's
That
crazy.
sounds about right.
That's crazy, man. I do apologize to the ones that have been listening to this on Stitcher. For some reason, they say my quality's too good now, and as far as like not as the show, but as the uh, the quality of the audio and everything is too good. So apparently, I can't upload it on Stitcher now, which kind of sucks. But
So, since the quality is too good, it can't be on Stitcher?
yeah, because of the files like too big because of the quality.
Oh,
So
gotcha.
I'm not I'm not dumbing down for them. I
No,
gonna
that's cool.
gonna do what I've been doing, and it is what it is. You know what I mean? I don't know. What do you think about that?
Too hot for TV, like
Yeah, like
it's kind of sad, honestly, that you try to make the podcast better, but then unfortunately people have to miss out because we have better quality. Like it doesn't make sense. Everyone should be able to hear it, even with different platforms. So there's something wrong with their platform if they can't take it. So
yeah.
I don't know.
Apparently, like all I've did, and I haven't done nothing crazy. All I did was change back to my normal setup to where when people watch me on the stream, it looks clearer instead of muddy. That's all I did,
Hmm.
and I changed it from the X24 to the X24 to the external hard drive. I mean external oh the and not external but internal video card. Which was the integrated video card that comes with the PC. Nothing special, nothing fancy. I would go back and watch my streams and realize, wow, that kind of looks like crap. That kind of looks muddy. I can't put
Mm.
stuff like that on YouTube.
Right.
And and I was like, well, let's go back to the way that I originally had it, since I'm not playing music on my streams anymore. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Um, and I was like, everybody's like, wow, your stream looks amazing. What quality are you streaming at? I'm like 720p.
Yep.
Just like everybody
Old
else.
faithful.
Old faithful 720p. And it was like, man, your stream looks amazing. Well, now that my stream looks amazing, you cannot upload this onto Stitcher. Rip.
Mm.
So,
That's.
and all I'm doing, and let's be fair, all I'm doing to upload it to Stitcher is converting the video file to. What I do is after I upload it to YouTube, I convert the video to an audio file. Take the audio file, upload it to a site that links it to Stitcher. Well, apparently the audio file is too big now. So
Mm.
I have to go and compress and do all this stuff and try to figure it out. And honestly, that's too much work.
Not worth it.
No, yeah, exactly, not worth it. Bezoid. Oh, he just messaged me. There we go. I was wondering what happened to you, bro. Okay, here we go. He just messaged me. There we go. That's all I needed, Bezoid, was for you to come online and hit me up. I got you, bro. I got you. We were waiting for you. We waited for. I got you, Bezoid. Don't worry. I got you right now, buddy.
Right now.
We were talking about you offline. Just so you know. Nothing bad, but we were
Mm.
like, this boy best show up today. Oh. Da, 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 da. Create an invite for Bezoid. Invite. This is gonna be great. Create a link. I made it for a day. I didn't make your your Dragon Ball Z thing yet because I didn't know what was going on. Because I haven't heard from you. So I was like, Bezoid, where you be at? There you go, boy. Wait, It didn't work. Hold on.
D Nizzled.
Yeah, D9 Nizzled. Hold on, bud.
Well, while he's fixing them in, I'll kind of go over what happened with my week, just so you know, there's no
Yeah.
dead air there. So my week was actually kind of interesting. So for those who remember, I had an interview that I was supposed to have right after the podcast.
Mm-hmm.
Well, right after the podcast was ending, my job actually called me, and they called to inform me that my interview had been rescheduled. Now I did end up actually going to an interview. It just happened like a few days later. So I ended up going this past Monday to my interview.
How'd it
And
go?
honestly, I was pretty, I would say kind of devastated a little bit, kind of, scared or whatnot. But, I got there and like me and the guy, we really got along really, really well. Like I told him what I did on the side, like my YouTube videos, the podcast, things like that. He was pretty hype and excited about it, and then, we were just kind of going back, answering questions and asking questions and whatnot. And honestly, like if I felt good about the interview, like we got along really well. The answers seemed to flow really nicely and smoothly. So, there's a chance that, I may have another position. So we'll see what happens. It was kind of funny because the guy that interviewed me told me that there's a chance that we may have a sudden death. Now, I've never heard of this at an interview before, but apparently there's a chance that there might be two of us that management might be fighting over to see like who they want to hire. So if it comes down to it, they're gonna bring us both back in, and apparently we're gonna have like a sudden death round. So that's gonna be kind of interesting if it goes to that.
That's
I'm actually kind of
interesting.
yeah
That
looking forward to that. I've never heard that before in an interview, so I kind of threw me off a bit. But I'm down. I'll take anyone on. It's cool.
that is
um,
crazy.
but we'll see what happens. You know what I mean? I mean, from what I was told, the position's a pretty good position, and you know the hours aren't really bad. I mean, it's not bad. So we'll see what happens, and if it does end up being a thing, I'll let you know as far as how that affects the podcast. Me and your boy Handy will talk off screen, and then we'll let the announcement happen and all that good stuff. So we'll see what happens there. But yeah, I mean that was really probably the biggest like part of the week for me was that interview. I mean other than that, I mean we did the whole Thanksgiving thing. Me and the woman just chilled. I didn't do the traditional turkey because I'm not down with that. I just made some 15 bean soup and ham hocks in the crock pot. We had some stuffing on the side,
So you had
and
a you
that's
had
what
you
we
had a
did.
second Thanksgiving or what?
Well, I mean, we had it on the same day. We just had something different. We just didn't do turkey. That's all.
Oh, okay. There you go,
Yeah.
Bezoid's in. Can you talk, Bezoid? What's up, man?
Yes, sir. I can talk.
Oh my Jesus,
Oh,
Bezoid
he's
is.
here.
Oh my
He
Jesus,
is here,
Bezoid
ladies and
is here.
gentlemen.
Oh my God, the guest of honor is here. Bezoid, you're amazing. Welcome, Bezoid. How are you, Bezoid?
Thank you for that welcome. I told you I was coming.
Yes,
I
sir.
told you.
You actually sound. Don't take this the wrong way, but you sound really good on Discord. I gotta say, you sound really good on Discord. I
There's
don't
some
know.
man crushing going on here.
No. But you know how it is. Like normally, some people don't have uh the what you call
We
it.
don't have a radio voice.
Yeah.
Exactly.
They normally don't have a radio voice. Bezoid has it. So we got three people with the radio voice going on. I'm gonna have to turn you down just a little bit though. You're a little bit too crunk, but that's okay. I love it. I got you. Don't worry. That's cool though, man. My week was pretty amazing. I mean, I had a lot of little small stuff happen, but the most coolest part of my week was I got to play with Optic Midnight.
Oh,
Which
I
was
heard about that.
that was really freaking amazing. I did something. Oh, she asked me. Was in her chat one day and she said, "Hey, can you do this for me?" I'm not gonna necessarily say what it was, because she told me keep it secret, and I did it for her, and I did it, and then next thing I know, I was like, man, she. Out of 400 people, 400, 500 people, she always makes sure to come in and talk with me and, see how I'm doing and stuff like that. So I decided to sub to her. Well, once I subbed her, she's like, hey, you want to play Call of Duty with me? And I was like, yeah?
Why not?
Please? Oh my God. Like, I ain't gonna lie though, like, her lobbies are crazy sweaty. Like, My first game, I freaking bombed so bad, and then I was so nervous, man, because I'm like, oh my Jesus, I'm playing with Optic Midnight. Now, unfortunately, I didn't get to voice chat because my daughter was being crazy in the background, and I didn't want to be that guy with the kid in the
Mm-hmm.
background, so I
Mm-hmm.
didn't talk, but I'm in her Discord, so that's cool. So probably maybe another day I'll be able to actually talk with her and communicate with her. It was pretty nuts. It was pretty interesting. But that pretty much sums up my week. I mean, that was after that nothing else really mattered. Nothing else.
Right.
Nothing nothing else mattered.
Nothing really matters.
Right.
I'm actually going through her highlights. So I'm trying to see where you at so I can watch you.
Yeah,
Uh-oh.
I'm sucking, bro. I'm sucking. I played on Saturday. I played on Saturday. Oh wait,
Okay.
yeah, I played on Saturday. So, Bezoid, how was your week?
Oh, my week was very lovely actually. Spent a lot of time with the kids.
That's
So,
cool.
yeah, got into some gaming time because we actually had a couple days off, and
Nice.
um, got a
Nice.
new game that my fiance she's loving. So I'm joining her in that, which is Pokemon Ultra Sun and Moon.
Hmm.
So
Cool.
yeah, she's a big Pokemon player. So
This is
yeah.
on the Switch, or
No, she got it for the 3DS.
oh, nice. Yeah, 3DS is actually having a good sell. I think you can buy two 3DSs for $70, I believe. Um,
Yeah, I believe I saw that.
Yes. So you buy for $70,
That's crazy.
you could buy two 3DSs. But the reason
That's
why
pretty
is
cool.
because 3DSs are, I think they're being no longer manufactured anymore. So they're just
Hmm.
trying to get rid of them. Cause it's
It's not
all
a bad system, to be honest. It really isn't.
yeah. Um, I may be getting a Switch. I have a friend that can get me a Switch for a very low price of $120, hundred and thirty
Oh,
dollars. So
Oh, that's not bad.
I I I
yeah.
I may invest in one. Maybe. Maybe. It's a big maybe. Um Only because like I'm not the one player kind of guy. Like I'll play it but like not for streaming. It would be hard for me like you could stream it, but I'm saying a lot of times when you stream a game, people want to interact with the game. Uh
Hmm.
Right.
so and a lot and really Stitch or Switch. The Switch does not have like those kind of games right now, except for what's that one game, Smash Brothers. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
Hmm.
or Mario Kart, and I just don't see people like diving towards that. Although um, it would be a nice thing to add to the channel just for shits and giggles, maybe on the weekends or something. But I don't see it like being like a main staple. But it
Well,
could be. Go
some of
ahead.
it is the thing with you and your wife. And I'm sure your wife would love the system.
She
There's
probably would.
businesses in the Mario games and all that kind of stuff. I mean, Nintendo does go hard, and I'm pretty sure you're gonna see some Smash titles on there in the future. Just saying.
Yeah, I gotta say though.
I agree.
My wife, she looked at the new Mario, the Mario Odyssey, I believe it's
Yeah.
called, and she's like, and excuse my language, my wife, my wife's my wife, but my wife said, "What the fuck is this?" she said, "This is not Mario," and she said, "When did Mario get to roam around in New York City? And since when did Mario have nipples?" I'm just saying. This,
Yeah, the nipples thing.
Yeah. That's become a meme in itself.
Yep.
So my wife is very turned off by this Mario. She's like, "Babe, this isn't Mario. This is somebody trying to to use Mario to make money off Mario, but this isn't Mario." And I was like, "Well, it's supposedly Mario. But you know, it's just how games are changing nowadays. I personally, I'm not. If I don't know. I don't know. I wasn't a fan of Mario Galaxy either, but at first, but then it grew on me. But
Yeah.
That's how a lot of these platforming games are these days. It's kind of one of those slow burns where like it's like an acquired taste. It seems like you're used to a certain thing, so when you see something the way that they're going in the new direction, you don't like it at first, but then you start to play
Mhm.
and you take a little bit of time and you're like, all right, it's just not as bad as I thought it was.
Kind of
So
like
that's kind of what it is.
kind of like Call of Duty World War II. Just saying.
There you go.
Oh, we gonna talk about Call of Duty World War II today. We definitely gonna talk about it today, just because like so many people are like, uh, you know, talking about how like, Call of Duty this, Call of Duty that, and I said it yesterday, and I was talking with somebody yesterday, and I've said it to many people, and I even brought it up to like one of the big streamers, like nobody like us, and they were like, "Man, you make a really good point." I said, if Fortnite was not available right now, if it wasn't an alternative, people would be putting up with Call of Duty's bullshit. Straight up. Straight up. But because there's a good alternative, because Fortnite is a good alternative, it's not like Call of Duty, but it's a good alternative. People are like, you know what? I just want to go play Fortnite. And I feel like if Fortnite didn't exist, it'd be a totally different thing. But other than that, Bezoy, you were gonna say something. I totally apologize for cutting you off, man. My bad.
Oh no, you have me thinking about it. I'm like, wow, he might. I think that's very sensible what you just said. Like,
Yeah, because
yeah, people are dealing with it because they can switch over to Fortnite.
exactly, it's the same thing with Destiny 2. You see all these diehard fans, talking about, oh, F Destiny 2, let's go play Fortnite. Because Fortnite is the breath of fresh air. It is the alternative.
Yeah.
It's the alternative.
Also, it's a different type of game because battle royales you don't got that many now
Yeah,
that's on consoles right now, and Fortnite was like a big fresh air. Um, yeah, now
definitely.
that I don't think about it, people aren't really complaining too much, and they're just going to play Fortnite.
Exactly. Like I have a friend that works at GameStop, and they're like, you'd be surprised. A lot of people are returning Call of Duty and saying, because I can go play Fortnite. And I think about that, and I'm like, well, what if Fortnite didn't exist?
Oh no, if Fortnite didn't exist, everybody would just be complaining more about COD and still playing
I'm
COD.
still playing COD. Just be
Still playing
like,
COD.
they're still playing COD. They would still play COD, and they would still be playing Destiny 2. That's
Yeah.
they would still be playing it. They would definitely still be playing it. The main reason why I'm not playing Destiny 2 is because of Fortnite. I'm like, well, I'd rather put my time into Fortnite and Call of Duty. Those are the two games. That's just me right now. That's just where I'm at. Mm.
I'm trying to spread the love. I know Destiny 2's new DLC coming out in a week, I believe. And I believe a lot of people gonna return to Destiny 2. Hopefully they fix all the quality of life things that they got wrong. If not, then Destiny 2 gonna be out the door.
And
Um,
what do you mean by quality of life? And I know what you mean, but to the viewers, what do you mean by
Well,
quality?
there's a lot of things like okay, you're gonna enjoy the game. You're gonna enjoy Destiny 2 until you get to the end. And once you get to like the final raid and you beat the final raid and you're like, okay, there's nothing for me to do after this. That's the problem that they're having. They're supposed to kept bringing you content, but the content they were bringing you wasn't enough. It wasn't fun enough to keep you playing.
So
And so
Destiny
all the
One.
people, yeah. So all the people who, hey, crew dog, hey, how's it going? So all the people who are into Destiny 2 and like sped through to the end, they were like, okay, we're here. What now? And like things that kept Destiny 1 float was certain guns you could have different perks on the gun. And so they
Right.
would go for that god roll perk.
Right.
Well, they don't have that on Destiny 2, so that's a game thing they took out. The strikes that you did, they had way more for because I know you like doing strikes,
Yeah. Mhm.
Andy.
Mhm.
They had way more in Destiny 1,
They
but they
did.
only got like 5 in Destiny 2 right now. And
Didn't they?
then
Didn't they do one every week in Destiny
yeah, it
One?
was like every week in
Every
Destiny
week.
1. Yeah.
Yep. Yep.
Um, Also the PvP scene. The thing about PvP now that's different from one. On one, you could be more of a rogue and go for awesome gameplay of you killing a lot of people. Well, you can't do that in D2. It's more of a team shot game.
Right.
So
Well,
so
because too
people
many
are
people
not like
cried about it. too many people cried about.
Yep, and one. Yep.
Yep, they were
They
like, "Oh, well, this doesn't make sense." This is. I was like, "Why? If you're playing an MMO and you're playing PvP, you would be playing against godlike characters. You would be getting
Mhm.
your you. Would, and I'm not saying that Destiny 2 is an MMO, but they wanted to kind of be similar to an MMO. But I feel like that's where they're where they dropped the ball. I think Destiny 2 needed to become a MMO. I think it needed to become the first massive MMO for console. And this is why, because strictly because when you have a good MMO, you have to have an end game. Thank you, Kudar, for that host, man. You have to have a good end game, and you have to have constant content. And it would have kept them pressured and kept them doing it. But now that this is what it is, they're like, well, we kind of did this last year, and people bought this game anyway. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
But again, nobody knew Fortnite was coming out with a battle royale mode. Nobody.
Yeah.
Nobody
Nobody.
knew. Nobody knew it. So at this point in time, they were like, oh, who's gonna compete against us? Call of Duty. Call of Duty's gonna have the same crap. Who else is gonna compete against us? Well, nobody. And then all of a sudden, Fortnite comes out of the woodworks. Like now they're like, oh crap. You know what I mean? Now everybody's losing money, and I mean, I don't know. It's crazy.
I actually heard a rumor that COD was trying to do some type of battle royale thing.
Oh, it's not a rumor. It's confirmed.
It's confirmed.
It's confirmed. They said that they will be doing it in COD. I don't know if they're gonna be doing it in World War II, but they will be doing it the next COD for sure. I don't know if I'm gonna enjoy it in a Call of Duty setting. It just doesn't seem right.
It feels weird.
Yeah, it just feels weird only because like you always start off with a loadout in Call of Duty. You know what I mean? You start out with a
Mhm.
loadout. Um what's the question mark, DB? Can you not hear somebody? Uh um I don't know if it's going to work only because they I don't know, it just doesn't seem right to me. It just doesn't feel right. I don't know. What's your take on it, Bezoid?
Oh, it totally got me like, what? I don't know if y'all gonna do this. How are you gonna go from first person shooter like this to battle royale style? It's just gonna be weird. I want to see what they do. I gotta see something before I can judge.
I think what would make it interesting is if you got because there's one thing that is not in Battle Royale right now. And sorry, OG, I'll let you speak here in a minute, but this is more
No,
where
you're good.
what Bezoid knows. I think that what will make this interesting is if they do something that no COD online is the only BR confirmed. Yes, but they may I'm gonna tell you this. If it does well in Call of Duty Online, it's coming to the other ones. And again, I don't trust anything Activision says. So just because they confirmed it for one doesn't mean they're not gonna do it for anybody else, or they're not doing it for anybody else. I don't. I'm being completely honest. I don't trust Activision when it comes to Call of Duty at all. Period. So anything they say confirmed or whatever, I don't believe. And that's just facts. That's just me being opinionated. Okay, Optima. Good luck with your meeting, Crew Dog. I hope your doctor visit was good, man. But as I was saying, I think the one thing that would separate them from their other battle royals is if you actually got kill streaks for when you killed people without dying. Um,
That would be interesting.
and people are gonna say, well, isn't that the point of battle royale? Yes, it is the point of battle royale because you're supposed to be the last man alive, but there's no reward for it right now. There's no reward for it being in battle royale. Like if I go on Fortnite right now and kill 3 or 4 people, guess what? I don't get nothing. I don't get nothing.
You
And
don't get any advantage.
yeah, I don't get no advantage, and I feel like you should get some advantage. Um, maybe nothing crazy. I'm not saying like no kill streaks, um, don't or anything like that. I'm saying like maybe extra ammo, maybe like more shield, stuff like that.
I
Um,
think
Go ahead.
I think in Fortnite, when you kill somebody, you should like in solos when you kill a person, you should get a Slurpee, and the Slurpee will is not overpowered, and is you need time for it to actually work. But say you get shot a couple times, well you're under 100, you're less than you got to be less than 75. That Slurpee will bring you back to 100 plus a 25% shield. I think
Right.
you should definitely get a Slurpee.
Yeah, you should get us. And guys, we're using Fortnite terminology, but I'm just saying there should be some kind of reward. Just like I feel like you should be able to make bullets in Fortnite. I think it's stupid that you can't, because you can make bullets in the main game. So I don't understand why you can't make bullets, or you at least make a med kit, something. So, but I think Call of Duty should go that route, because score streaks in Call of Duty is like one of the main staples in Call of Duty, and for them to
Mhm.
just completely take that away in the Call of Duty Battle Royale mode would just be dumb. OG, you got anything you want to say?
Well, being that these aren't really the type of games that I play, it's hard for me to really come up with a really good, really response to it. I mean, you have to understand that the last like next gen shooter that I played was Gears of War, and you didn't really have those kind of issues when you played that game. So it's really hard for me to make a good comparison. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, no, definitely there can be.
I mean, because I don't know how familiar you are with Gears of War, but I mean, the only kind of things that you really dealt with is just horrible hitboxes. Like you're supposed to be getting a headshot, but you don't. But there was no like major updates or anything like that. No major like, I don't know. It is nothing on the level of Fortnite and COD and things like that. It's a completely different game with different
And
issues.
he's talking about the original Gears of War. He's not talking about the new Gears of War 3 that
Mhm.
are.
Yeah, I haven't played the newest one, but
It's
I played
garbage.
the
Oh my god,
original.
sorry. Go
Yes,
ahead.
it probably is. From what I'm understanding, it got worse as new games came, at least in terms of multiplayer. Now the story, some people have mixed reviews, but as far as like multiplayer, most people from the people I talked to who used to play, they preferred one over the rest of them, like hands down.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah. The main reason why I don't like it is because feel like the only gun you can use in that game to be successful is a shotgun.
And that was the thing in the original one is like in the original one, if you were good at sniping, like you were devastating. There were some people who were good at using the what we call the lancer because we used to tell a friend of mine, Mickey, we need lancer support. Like we used to just kind of like say our own little phrases or whatever.
Uh
Like in
huh.
the original Gears of War for multiplayer, you could be good with any weapon, but as the games moved on, it became a who has a shotgun kind of thing. So yeah, I
Yeah.
definitely know what you mean there.
It's all about, let me go crouch behind this wall, wait for this guy to vault over me, shotgun him. That's all you
Yep, it
see.
needs pieces for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah, that's all. Every time I go, cause I'm like, cause I keep seeing it on sales. Cause I mean, I'm gonna be real. I haven't shown my Xbox no love when it comes to like buying new games, and I've seen Gears of War go down, in price. Like I believe it's almost $15 right now, the new Gears of War.
Oh wow.
And I'm like,
Wow.
you know what? Maybe I'll give it a try. But me, if I don't know a game and I haven't seen, and I haven't played the game, I go watch it on Twitch, and I
Same
go
for me. I
and
do the
I
exact same thing.
yeah, and I'm like, you know what I mean? And I'm like, okay, no, that's all I see this dude doing is just like owning with a shotgun, owning with a shotgun, owning with a shotgun, owning with, and I'm like, I'm so tired of shotguns. Can we just have a game with no shotguns? I know that's hypothetically never gonna happen, but I'm so tired of shotguns. Call of Duty, I don't understand this, and I'm going back to Call of Duty for a second. Why does Michael Condrey say, we feel like we need to buff our shotguns? Really? Really?
We need to be more like Gears of War. That's what we need to
Really? Your shotguns already freaking breathe fire, and you need to buff them? Dude, this was so crazy. I was playing GBs. I was playing GBs with my squad. We finally did our first GB match the other day. Tell me why. Oh, rapid fire is not legal in GBs, but a shotgun that snipes somebody, a shotgun that can snipe you, is legal in GBs, and I was literally getting shot across map with the stupid shotgun. But yes, we need to buff shotguns, please, Michael Connery. Please buff the shotguns, please.
I think shotguns are fine where they are. They do not need to get buffed.
I think they need to get nerfed.
add a scope. Zooming with a shotgun. Making a sniper rifle. You might as well. That's where they're going anyway.
Because shotguns are life apparently in all games, even in Fortnite. Get one shot across mid-range map. Guess what? Shotgun. I'm so freaking tired of shotguns, man.
I totally agree. They need to do something about the shotgun thing on Fortnite. They even got it's like I wouldn't call it an exploit, but you can take 2 pump shotguns and switch between back and forth so you don't have to reload. And you could kill somebody so easily.
Oh, you better be careful. That's gonna bring up one of my stories, and we might as well go into it since you said exploit. You better be careful. You said the word exploit. You might get sued by Fortnite, just like this 14-year-old kid did.
Really?
Yes, this kid from Epic Games. Okay, Epic Games has officially sued a 14-year-old child for showing exploits of Fortnite exploits on YouTube. And they said, hey, you don't take it down, we're going to sue you. Well, the kid decided to countersue because he wouldn't take it down. And apparently because it's like an MGC or whatever, I don't know what they call it. I forget what they call it on YouTube. But considering because he countersued it, that automatically makes him legal. And here's the thing. The mother was trying to say, well, Fortnite already screwed up because even before he countersued, they already released his name to the public and everything. But apparently, in Epic Games' agreement, they're allowed to release the person's name even if they're under the age of 18. But this kid is literally legitimate. They're not banning him; they are suing him for money.
Wow.
And this kid, he has no legal no legal knowledge. He didn't know what he was doing. He doesn't know what he's doing. He basically just made a Let's Play stream video, or he was streaming and showing exploits. And, they're trying to say that he's using, giving people exploits. But he was already using exploits in the game that people were already using. It just, it was just one of those that his catch like wildfire. So now Epic Games is trying to make an example of him. Now, excuse me, the kid could have, politely deleted the video and everything would have been fine. But at the same time, I'm at the same point. I kind of understand where the kid's coming from. There's so many other Let's Play videos on YouTube that show exploits and cheats in the game and parts that are broken in the game. And what's different from any of that? But because he doesn't take down the video, he gets sued.
A friend of mine just showed me like 2 days ago the exploits and stuff in there where a guy can shoot through a mountain and kill you.
That's crazy.
I saw the video. I still have the video now. I could just go into my chat and pull up the video.
Yeah, link it in the chat. Link it in the chat for everybody.
Give me 1 second.
But yeah. So I don't know, OG. You all about the YouTube and everything. What do you think about Epic Games suing a 14-year-old kid for showing an exploit?
I think it's a piece of crap, personally. There's got to be basically illegal grounds to come to a situation where you don't have to necessarily have a lawsuit. That seems like a bit much. Because what kind of a dollar value can you put on a kid who is doing something that other people are already been doing? A mistake that the company made itself that's just being highlighted. Something that their testers should have found to begin with why is this 14-year-old kid, having to be the martyr more or less? You know what I mean? Like,
Mhm.
I don't think it's right.
No, I don't think it's right either.
I mean, they definitely should have settled outside of court. Absolutely.
Yeah.
There's nothing. They need to unretire Howard Lincoln from Nintendo and have him defend that kid because Howard Lincoln cut him apart. Just
Boobies,
saying.
I'm saying it again. You need to become a video game attorney. There's a lot of money to be made, and a lot of people need your help, especially this kid, because this kid does not know what he's doing, and they keep. I mean, unfortunately, because they don't know the laws or whatever. Even the mom doesn't know the laws. The mother got involved. I mean, well, the mother has to get involved because her son's under the age of 18.
Yeah, it's
You
a
know,
child. Yeah.
I mean, they're literally putting their foots in their mouths because they don't know what they're doing. They're.
Yeah,
Oh, thank you. Um, I don't understand. I can understand getting banned. I can understand getting, possibly maybe terminated, but sued? No. And here's the thing. Here's the scary thing. That if this succeeds and this kid gets sued, what stops Activision from doing it? Because Activision all about that money. I'm just being real. Activision all about that money. And they're going to be like, oh, dang, Epic Games succeeded with that? You know how many people they show exploit videos of Call of Duty? You know how many kids it is? Yo, let's go get that money, son. That's that's exactly what they're, and it's,
it'll be open season.
oh yeah, and it's just, and what really stinks is it stops a YouTube creator for being creative, to a point, because a lot of YouTube people like to show things that are broken in the game, to say, hey, your testers suck, check this out. I mean, I'm all about that life. You know how many times I've streamed Fortnite and I've showed the fall glitch, where like if you
Fall.
yeah, the backwards fall.
Yeah, I didn't know about it until I saw you do it. I was like, wow, I'm gonna start doing that.
Yeah. So here, I'll probably get sued by Epic Games, but I'm gonna go ahead and share you guys the exploit. Basically, if you have a big cliff and you have no way of getting down, if you first look the side of the cliff, like the inside of the cliff, before you fall, you take no fall damage. Now, is that my fault that they did that? No. Did I secretly just go around looking for it? No. It just happened. Someone shared it with me, and it actually worked. We need more power to the shotgun. Yeah, we need more power to the shotguns. Gold. Yeah, we need more power to the shotguns. So
To add what you were just saying, as far as like people not being creative anymore, you know what else this messes up potentially?
what?
Speedrunners.
Yeah.
Speedrunners are the ultimate people who exploit glitches in games. That's how they break the game. They exploit them. They show you all the little secrets, and they beat the game much faster. So if you are going to sue everyone that's ever done that, there's going to be no more Awesome Games Done Quick, RPG Limit Break, none of that, because you're basically going to say, okay, no one's allowed to exploit our games anymore. No one's allowed to catch what our testers couldn't catch. You know what I mean?
Right.
I mean, it's just a lot of crap. It's going to turn into a big mess if this really goes through. So I really hope that the kid ends up not losing, because that's
I,
going
I,
to be a huge
I
issue.
definitely agree with you, OG. Because I've watched games done quick, and I've actually seen developers go and like congratulate the gamers who broke their game and be like, well, look at all the stuff that we got wrong. I'm glad you showed us this. And to hear
Yeah,
that, and then to now see this 14-year-old getting sued just for showing it. He could have been just showing it to say, look, this is what's in there. Can you fix it? But
yeah.
Yeah, he wasn't
that's
like
crazy.
he wasn't like. And here's the funny thing, right? They didn't sue the guy. They didn't sue the guys that was selling cheats for Fortnite. That made cheats for Fortnite and sold cheats for Fortnite. But they're gonna sue a 14-year-old. They're gonna make an example of a 14-year-old kid. It sickens me. It really sickens me. And again, I know our voice has no statue yet, but just know we out here fighting for you, man. It really
We got you.
it blows my mind. It really blows my mind. Now, I'm not saying, for all you devil advocates out there, I'm not condoning doing exploits or cheating. But I just have to say, there's some things that just go too far, and suing a 14-year-old child is just too much. You know, because in all honesty, by the court of law, you can't sue a 14-year-old child. You just there's got to be some loophole that they're crossing to be able to sue this 14-year-old child. I mean, technically, because he's under the age of 18, they should be suing the mother, and but
The
I
thing
don't know.
I think of when I hear that is all the resources and time you went to going after this 14-year-old kid. You could have went and just fixed the glitch.
Fix the exploits? Yeah, I know.
You could have just fixed it in that time frame.
See, that's the problem. You're using too much logic. You gotta stop that.
Yeah, video games don't have logic anymore.
No, we don't have logic.
I mean, look at Call of Duty, sniper shotguns, no logic. I had to go back to it, man. But but yeah, it's definitely no. I don't understand. I just don't get it. What everybody's like and I was one of them. I was giving Fortnite so much praise for being so open and honest and what's wrong with their game and what they're gonna fix and what they're doing, and I commended them for that. But okay, but instead of fixing the problem that the 14-year-old kid is having, we're just gonna go and sue him. Gonna go ahead and sue him, and then we'll use the money to make the game better. We'll use the money to make the game better. And so I don't support Fortnite suing the 14-year-old child. I believe there's other actions to be taken. But I don't know. OG, what stories you got for us, man? And then we'll see if Bezoid's got anything.
Nothing that's gonna top what you just talked about.
I told you I had some fire, bro. And
I didn't come with fire today. I mean, this is all my stuff is just stats. But so basically, I did a little bit of research as far as like why mobile gaming does as well as it does in general. Just because it just seems to be a big money making thing. I've been reading some articles, and first and foremost, not every article that you read about games is accurate. Because there was someone trying to say that mobile games has taken over 30% of video game sales. I don't believe that. It's a big deal. It's coming up on the rise, but I don't think a third of all video game, money being made is through mobile. I mean, maybe 20%, I would say. But either way, of all the multiple articles I read, a lot of them say that some of the more successful mobile games that are out there are games that are pretty much rehashes of old stuff. Because you were just talking about how older games have become kind of really weird because they're being used in new ways. Well, that's kind of what a lot of like Nintendo, for example, is doing. They're using Super Mario to make Super Mario Run. Right. They use Fire Emblem to make Fire Emblem Heroes. Pokemon Go. I mean, there's all basically what a lot of the major companies. Now, I'm not talking about like the smaller mobile game companies. I'm talking about like Nintendo and Blizzard. Basically, what they do is they take their already established franchise and move it over to mobile. And the reason that it makes so much money is because they have the Mario brand, the World of Warcraft brand. That's why Hearthstone is so well. One of the many reasons that Hearthstone is so popular is because they have the World of Warcraft brand on it.
Right.
Not to mention the fact that it's a CCG and those games make money by themselves.
Yeah.
But they have the World of Warcraft label slapped on them. Boom. That's just gold. Right. So that's really where the big companies are making money in mobile is they're kind of just recycling their titles and just moving it to mobile. Even Square Enix recently announced that next year was going to be a big year for Final Fantasy. And they made the joke that, don't worry, not Final Fantasy 7, but
of course not.
But and they're not making any actual Final Fantasy like staple titles, but they're supposedly supposed to be doing a lot of new mobile games for Final Fantasy. And I'm like, you've made like 3 in a year. Like, how many more mobile games?
Age of a New Empire doesn't count. Age of a New Empire doesn't count. That's
and actually, yeah, a New Empire. I'm not even including that. I'm talking about Brave Exvius. I'm talking about Record Keepers. I'm talking about what is it, Mobius or something like that. That's what I'm talking about. The Square Enix actual Final Fantasy.
Yeah,
and supposedly they're going to be doing more in 2018, and I'm like, why? Like, why don't you just keep updating what you have? It's like, let's say Final Fantasy 16 becomes an MMO. What
Hmm.
about 14 and 12? Or no, I'm sorry, 14 and 11. Why don't you just update those? Why do you need another Final Fantasy MMO? Like, it makes no sense.
I got that answer for you. I got that answer for you. Are you
Uh
ready?
huh.
You ready?
Sure.
Because PUBG has sold over 20 million copies, and it's not a complete game yet. So people see that people can make money off games that are not even complete yet, as long as it's hits that one nerve, that one crave that everybody wants.
Mm-hmm.
They can sell over 20 million copies like PUBG did. Little side quest note: PUBG has announced after they enter into the Xbox market, which will be on December 12th, they are going to make a mobile version of their game. And I
Uh
say
huh.
this again, and I say this again. This game is not complete yet. It is not out. We do not have a full game yet. And a little other side quest. I found out why it has not been released on or will not be released on PS4 yet is due to because PS4 does not have a early release program, which means a place where people can test out betas of games, like Xbox does, and stuff like that. So that's why. That's basically why. That's what PlayStation said. So basically, we will not get PUBG on PlayStation until the actual full release of the game, and the full release of the game is not to be done until somewhere 2018, 2019. So yeah, yeah.
It might be another Final Fantasy 7 myth. You never know.
But the thing is, it doesn't matter because they're already making money off the game that isn't completed. So they're
Yep.
like, yep,
That is
New strategy.
crazy.
I
yep.
mean, technically, Final Fantasy 15 was never completed either. Look at all these
Oh,
spin-offs they keep making,
speaking.
all these episodes they
Here we
keep
go.
doing. You
Here
know
we
what I
go.
mean?
This is
It's
what
just,
this is where
uh,
Bzoid can chime in because Bzoid has the knowledge of Final Fantasy 15. What I mean by this is Bzoid has played the multiplayer version of Final
Yes.
Fantasy 15,
and
and
how do you feel about it? Give me some details, man. I want to hear.
Um, Final Fantasy 15 was a breath of fresh air. It totally was. It lets you make the character based on what you want. I do and the fact is they're still going to be implementing and updating this multiplayer setting, which makes it even better. Um After the bad ending that we all got
yes,
in the back of our mouth
Mm-hmm.
from playing the story, then you come into the comrades, which is the multiplayer name.
Right.
This is so much fun. It is a lot of fun, and if you enjoy 15, you're definitely going to enjoy this. You got the sigils that you have from Noctis in the main story,
Okay.
and they didn't release them all. And they're going to be bringing more later, which is good because that means you won't get them all off the beginning, and then you're bored. So
Right.
it's very good. The only thing about it is the load screens. They got to work on that. The load
Oh.
screens is the big negative, but
Is it like
other
PlayStation 2 load screens or what?
it's kind of when you're going to the instance is not so long, but when you're coming back to the major city after you do a stage, you're kind of like, okay, that's kind of long. But when you initially log into the game, that is the longest load screen. You're like, oh god, let's go. But
Hmm.
once you get to playing and you get the customization, is some of the best customizations I've seen in a game in a long time. You can
wow,
Hmm.
really customize your character. Yeah, better
wow,
than Destiny's customization,
wow, wow.
even better than Final Fantasy 14's customization. Like you
Oh.
can
Ooh,
really do a very nice customization of your character. And they said they're going
Oh,
to be
so this is
implementing
competing
more
with the actual Final Fantasy MMOs in general in the past.
as far as customized. Yes, yes,
Okay.
it is very very nicely done. Um,
Hmm.
the teamwork aspect very well done. It's challenging, and it's the way you can upgrade your weapons is totally a different thing. Is what they should have done in the story. And I
Okay.
honestly hope they would take what they've done with the weapon upgrade system and put it into the main story, because this would totally give the main story better life, a better extension of life compared to
Mm-hmm.
what we have now. Because right now, nobody feels like going back to it.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I have yet to go back. Yeah.
Yeah, and once you beat it the first time, you're like, oh, okay.
I tried to play it again, like I did the new game plus, and halfway because I was like, well, I've already done all this. I'm super powered because you keep all of your stats,
Mhm.
But the only reason I was playing was to do those multiplayer hunts, and even that's really nothing to brag about. Really, you're just doing a few raid bosses here and there is how it feels. It wasn't nothing special. If nothing else, maybe the customization that you just talked about maybe should have been a new game plus option to
Mhm.
keep people playing. Because what's the point of the new game plus if it's just the same thing over and over? You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
it
I don't know.
totally missed the ball. I think they really fumbled the ball, and when they went so long going after like episode Gladio and episode
Hmm.
Pronto, this should have been
Yep.
the first thing they worked on. Was this multiplayer? If they would have
Hmm.
worked on this when everybody hit that bad ending, they would have been like,
Hmm.
okay, I'm over to multiplayer, and they would have had a big audience there. But so many people left to go play other games. It's hard to
Yep.
bring it because I don't even
Fortnite.
I didn't even know the multiplayer came out until the day of. I didn't even know they were bringing it.
Oh wow.
And the only thing that let me know is I went to one of the streamers that streamed for the Final Fantasy 14, and
Hmm.
he was happening to be playing it. And I'm like, wait, this is out? And he's like, yeah, it just came out today. I'm like, there was no marketing, there was nothing to let me know that the multiplayer was coming. And everybody had a season pass, and they're like, we could just go play it right now. And so we just went to go play it, and it was awesome. It was
So
very nice.
how is the replay value of the multiplayer?
Um, from what I seen, a lot of people did the wrong thing, which is immediately go and get grinded all their time to get the strongest weapons.
Uh huh.
It takes a while to do that, from what I've seen.
Uh
So
huh.
if you're gonna just grind after the strongest weapon, you're gonna burn through it. But what me and my friends done, we played a couple hours, and we still want to play a lot, but we've going to play other games. So it's a long time that you got plenty of time to enjoy this game.
Nice.
Plenty of time to enjoy the
Nice.
multiplayer.
I don't know. I
Uh,
don't know. Gee, we may have to venture.
that actually makes me want to play it
I
because
know.
I did like the game in general. I mean, other than some of the load screens and then of course the ending, I wasn't a fan of either. But I mean, other than that, I mean, I actually really did enjoy the game, and as short
Hmm.
as the story was, it really kind of brought me in. It was kind of one of those like tear jerkers for me, close to the end. You know what I mean? Like it was a legit brotherhood kind of thing. I thought the story was
Hmm.
legit. They could have really expanded more on it. But I honestly didn't think the multiplayer was going to be that good. As a matter of fact, I kind of halfway wish they'd have at least allowed like two-player co-op for it because it seems like the way
Hmm.
that the gameplay is in the game, it could allow for it. You know what I mean?
It could have done
So
foreplay. It could have done
yeah,
foreplay co-op.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
see. I wasn't gonna stretch that far because I don't know if Square Enix would screw that up. I wanted to give him baby steps and just do two-player.
Well,
um,
You gotta hold their
I'm
hand.
for once I am for once going to stick up for Square Enix and defend them a little bit because I just got reminded as we're sitting here talking about. Remember, Final Fantasy 15 was supposed to be a totally different game,
yeah, it was.
and they totally
You're
like
right.
hashed it and redid it, and this is what they came out with. So, due to that, and due to what they've done, and due to the trials and tribulations that they've been through, if you put that all in perspective, Final Fantasy 15 is not a bad game.
I
But
know. I love
for
the game. It's a great
well, no,
game for
no, no.
sure.
What I'm saying is like like all the things that they said, all the things that we said where they dropped the ball. I mean, it kind of makes sense because it wasn't their it wasn't their focus in the first place. It wasn't their
Right.
foundation. Like they literally had a foundation for the game and then had to start all the way from the bottom. You know what I mean? So
Right.
I mean,
Right.
it's kind of to be expected. Now, which is very weird for me to do because normally I don't defend games a lot, and I just
Mhm.
started thinking about it. And I was like, despite everything, they've recovered pretty well. It's not,
Mhm.
Yeah.
I'll say this: it's not my favorite Final Fantasy right now. I do like the mechanics of the game, but it's not my favorite Final Fantasy only because, like, I want the skill tree. I want the skill tree from Final Fantasy X. I missed
You want
that.
the sphere grid.
Agreed.
I want the yes, dude. Come on now.
The sphere grid was legit though.
It was really
as
legit,
far as
yeah.
like leveling's concerned, the sphere grid was the best thing because it was the only system where you could literally break the game if you took enough time to grind.
Yeah.
And they won't see you if you break the game. I'm just saying they won't see you for exploits. I'm just saying they encourage it.
The reason why I say they dropped the ball because the thing I want developers to pay attention to is the response that your crowd is giving you. When we heard that there were going to be a multiplayer for 15, everybody lit up. And
Right.
instead of using that as momentum and say, oh, maybe we should put this out first, they went and did Gladio. And they went and did
Right.
Prompto. And we were like, we really don't care too much about this. We love them, but we don't care about this. We knows what happened in the story. The multiplayer, what we want, and that's what I think they dropped the ball because the crowd was screaming, "Give us multiplayer, give us
Right.
multiplayer," and they didn't listen. And I believe they would have had so much momentum if they would have worked on that first, and then brought out Gladio, and then brought out Prompto. That's the only
agree.
thing I agree as far as them dropping the ball. Listen to your fans. They're not gonna steer you wrong. They're giving you their money and they're saying,
We're throwing money at the screen. Use it
"Take my
wisely.
money."
Take
You
yeah,
know?
that's exactly
money.
what I'm waiting for PUBG on Xbox. I'm like I'm steady just waiting to throw my money at the screen, and they have yet to put it on the Xbox store yet, so I can pre-order it because I refuse to buy the box version just for a code. I don't
The
want to
money's
buy.
sitting right on your Xbox.
Yes, yeah. I am not spending no money from my PayPal account just so I can't be like, well, I spent this and I bought this, so I don't have enough money. No, I check every day. My wife's like, you're freaking crazy. I was like, you don't understand. I want to play PUBG bad. I'll probably be streaming at midnight when PUBG comes out. I'm just saying. If it comes out on midnight. But yeah, no, seriously though, I believe that people need to listen to their viewers, but also I think not only that, but they need to listen to them an extent, but not change their whole game to where like it's a totally like, oh, we'll just let our viewers be our, BITCHs and
Right.
and we'll just cater to their needs. There has to be a point where you have your what up, Stoudemire? What's up, man? There has to be a point where you have to say, you know what? Well, this is our game, and this is what we're sticking to. But there are certain things we're willing to bend. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's crazy. Another thing I wanted to talk about. It's crazy. This is my other fire topic. I hope you guys are ready. This is about the loot crates. I told you guys the freaking loot crates with freaking Star Wars was going to start some drama. Well, it has. It really has. Check this out. There's a notion to ban all loot crates in games because it is finally been drawn to people's attention, even though it is not gambling to the value of people. It is teaching young kids, gambling tactics and getting them, teaching them like gambling ways. So they feel that's a possibility, that it's teaching young kids what gambling is. Oh, maybe if I buy this loot crate, maybe it'll happen this time. So actual people overseas have went to the courts and done a thing saying, hey, we want loot crates banned in all games. And America has started. Actually, Hawaii has entered into the mix. So if this Yo! Stoudemire with that resub. Let's go! Appreciate you 4 months in a row, man. It's actually been longer than that, but you were a sub on GameWest. Yo, thank you so much, man. Appreciate you so much, man. Yo, Stoudemire. Yo, man, I didn't ignore you the other day when you invited me to a game. I was playing GBs, bro, so I couldn't do anything. I was getting my butt handed in GBs, man. But literally by a sniper shotgun. You know, because apparently that's legal in GBs, but rapid fire isn't. I don't understand. Don't get it. But anyway, back to the original topic. So because of that, there's a thing now, because this is not a serious thing, it's gonna take a while for it to pass. But as of right now, all loot crates are possibly going to be banned in gaming. So yeah, I knew it was gonna come to this. And on top of this, a little side note to add, the stock investors of EA are pushing them to turn on the loot crates because their stock has dropped down $38 billion since they've turned off their supply drops or the loot crates. So it's interesting. And
That's crazy.
that's crazy. And so the stock investors are saying, turn it on, or we bail. So I don't know.
Man.
Wow.
I don't know.
Wow. What I got to say about that is, one, yes, I hope they do turn off the loot crates because they're getting out of hand with it. And two, wow.
Yeah.
Whoa, I wasn't expecting this.
Yeah, I
was
told
wanting
you.
something like this, but I wasn't expecting it.
Yeah. And again, I do have, videos to reference everything. I will show. My numbers may be a little off as far as the billions, but it's a lot of money regardless. It's not no 100,000, not no 2 million. It's in the 30s. And so it's crazy. It's crazy to me.
It's a big deal.
Go ahead, OG. What do you got to say?
Well, I mean, 'cause I know that with the whole Star Wars issue, because that's honestly like the biggest topic these days. It seems. From what I heard on another podcast, that apparently the only reason they actually shut down the whole like microtransactions part of it wasn't because of the people, believe it or not. It was actually because of Star Wars in general, like the people that actually created it. Apparently, they actually asked them to turn it off, or maybe a partnering company, because like, hey, we got new franchises coming out. We don't need negative like stuff coming out right now. So their actual stock partners are the ones that told them to turn off all those microtransactions, at least for the moment. Now, of course, they will probably turn it back on after the Star Wars movie comes on.
December.
Build up the money, exactly. But it wasn't the people that did it. Because a lot of people are thinking, "Yay, we finally won, we did it." And technically, it really wasn't. I mean, it was us, but indirectly, it was actually the shareholder that was like, "Hey, you need to cut this crap. You're giving us a bad name."
How do I get the bits leaderboard, bro? go to the panel. Click on the little thing underneath it, and it'll take it to you. You gotta install Twitch. This is this is all hypothesis thinking. Twitch is gonna start getting rid of third party stuff as far as like using OBS, and they're gonna be integrating all that stuff to their extensions, to where necessarily we don't have to be running CLR browsers much anymore, because really, honestly, CLR browsers is what uses a lot of your CPU usage. Again, this is all hypothesis, guys. But yeah, you go under to where you see the link, and it'll say whatever. Click on that, and then it'll take you to there, and then you'll install it, and then make sure once you install it, you got to go to your panels, then pick the extension that you want to do an extension, and then once you pick the extension, you want to make sure you click activate, and then you pick which one you want to activate. Make sure you look at it before you're done, because I messed mine up like 100 times. So but yeah,
Look before you leap.
Yeah, look before you leap, for sure. But yeah, so that's crazy though. But I remember I told you.
Oh, that is crazy.
Remember I told you they were gonna turn them off, and then they were gonna turn them back on after, or they were gonna turn them back on like in February, or January. And
That's probably right.
Again,
I totally agree.
Because I didn't even think about the movie.
Oh yeah.
I was thinking more like about the kids that wanted the game and have the game for Christmas, and it's under the tree, and they want people, the kids in the, when they play the game, to not be disappointed. You see what I'm saying? To not be disappointed, so they're playing the game. Now, weirdly enough, this is why I say all publicity is good publicity, because weirdly enough, this really makes me want to play the game. I like, it's
The
so
crazy thing is, to me, is after all this, I'm hearing so many people dislike the game, and I'm like, what? After all this, is not a good game?
But I look at this and but from what I've seen to it, it looks like a good game. From what I've seen, it looks good. But I mean, Battlefront 1 was good. For it was good. I mean, from a graphic standpoint, it was probably one of the best Star Wars immersive games you'll ever play. Like, you will really feel like you're in Star Wars. Now, what made it a bad game was the replay value. There was nothing to grind for. But now that you got something to grind for, aka Dark Vader, 40 hours later, 40 hours later,
40 years later.
now people are complaining about it. So it's like, I don't understand. Like, this is where I feel like,
They weren't complaining about the 40 hours. They were complaining about the 40 hours or buy him now. It was the fact that you could buy him now, and the other people who went the 40 hours would be like, I can't get him until 40 hours, and the other guys can just go pay six, however how much he was, and get him right now.
But I
That
mean,
was the complaint.
that's not a. I mean, I don't know. I don't see that a bad thing. If I wanna put 40 hours in the game, if I really like it, I'll do it, and if I don't, I'll go out and buy it. I mean,
Yeah, but the thing about loot boxes is if it messes with gameplay, it shouldn't be allowed. If it's just cosmetics, loot boxes is no paying for it is no problem. When you just cosmetic change how you look, this that. But when you affect the game itself, as in a character, that's not fair. That's
nah.
not fair.
Well then, why is it fair in a mobile game?
Well, it's not fair in a mobile game.
But it's more accepted in a mobile game.
it's
Why
more
is that?
accepted in
Why?
more games.
Well, but
Be-
why?
Well, that's due to the fans of the mobile game accepting it. The console and the PC guys, we won't accept it. It all depends on your fan base. And I would want the mobile gamers to say, "Hey, we don't like this," but I can't make them say that.
Yeah, but at the same time, how? So, if you were a developer, so this is where I'm gonna dive in, Bezoid brain. If you were a developer and you had the outcry for this, but you had to create some kind of general profit to make more DLC, because people only buy the game once. Only streamers buy the game twice, per se, because you got Xbox and PlayStation 4. How would you generate the money, and how would you generate the money to make somebody want to buy it? Because honestly, I don't want to buy skins. I have yet to buy a skin on Fortnite. I have yet to buy a skin on Overwatch.
Okay.
I'll go and grind the skin. You know what I mean? Go ahead.
My thing is, okay, one is I would say in 3 points. One is I will make a game that everybody across the board would have a hard time not wanting to play.
Okay.
So, two, I wouldn't focus on the microtransaction things. I would focus on DLC, but it would be DLC not already there. It would be something brought somewhere else and then linked into there.
Call
That's
of
where
Duty.
my money would go.
Go ahead. Sorry.
like you said, Call of Duty, or well, Destiny doing it too because it was already there. They're just now releasing it. And three, I would not want my fan base to feel cheated. That is the biggest thing that developers having problem with is we feel like we're being slapped. We feel like we're being slapped from the left hand as we're looking right.
Right.
Like, well, here you can do this over here or grind over here and then slap. And that's the big thing. They can make way more money by just listening to us because we're willing to give the money.
Okay, so what would you?
Just
What would you?
listen to your fans.
So what would you right now? If say right now when you're playing Star Wars, what would you give your money for? Right now.
If I'm doing Star Wars,
What would you give your money for right now?
what would I give it for, or how would I how would I
Well,
make it for the company?
okay. You just made another question. How would you do it? How would you do it? And what would you give your money for?
What I would give my money for is okay, the initial game itself, right? And
Mhm.
then they have, I believe, don't they have like a comic book based on the movies and everything?
Mhm.
There are characters that isn't in the movies that you can bring over, and
Interesting.
people have, like, there's always the guys that love the main character, then you got little factions that love this character that's not in there, like the Boba Fett lovers and the Jar Jar Binks lovers that you don't see as much as in the game now. But well, we could use these characters now. Well, these are DLC. You get what I'm saying? That doesn't affect the main game itself,
Mhm.
because this is not from there. This is from the comic book series, or this is from someplace that doesn't affect the original game.
Mhm.
That's where you can make your money.
Interesting. But here's the problem, though. Here's the problem, and here's why I don't understand about season passes, and I don't understand why they call them season passes, because it's not for a season. Because you once you buy one season pass, you don't buy a second season pass. There's not a second season. There's not a third season. There's not a fourth season. The only thing that's wrong with the tactic that you're saying, which I totally agree, and I'm looking at this from a business standpoint, right? I'm only gonna the consumer's only gonna buy the season pass one time, so that's a one-time 30 fee. So, and I'm playing double advocate from this. So where am I only going to make where where am I only going to how am I gonna make one more money when people only buying the season pass one time? Do I not
Well,
offer it?
there are people who don't buy season passes.
There are. There are.
Most of the people who buy season passes are like the people who've been looking for this game for the longest. But you're gonna have people who are skeptical, and they're gonna buy just the original game, and then if I like this DLC, I'm gonna buy it. Well, there you go. There's your money. Because this, I know I have plenty of friends now on my friends list who didn't buy the season pass for Destiny 2, and now they're going to buy the Trials of Osiris.
I don't know.
So
Yeah, I'm one of them. I haven't bought the season pass. I don't know. I may
there you
not.
go.
You know.
But if you see something that's in the DLC that, oh man, that seems cool, you're gonna go get it.
Yeah,
And
maybe.
so that's where is based on the product that you're making. If you're making something that people want, then you're gonna get people to buy it. But if you're just throwing a whole bunch of things in there and people are feeling cheated, they're not gonna buy it. That's
Here's an interesting twist. For you. Do you feel cheated with the Final Fantasy season pass?
the Final Fantasy 15 season pass.
Yes, sir.
I felt cheated until Comrades. Totally felt cheated because I did not want Gladio. I did not want Prompto.
Okay.
I
So you totally felt cheated over. So the one game mode made it worth $20,
um
or was it 30? It was 20. It was $20, right? It's 20.
um I believe it's 25 now.
Yeah.
Um the one game mode itself is $20. Yeah, the
The
multiplayer itself. So basically, the multiplayer is $20, but if you pay the season pass, you get, which is basically everything else, for $5.
Right. Now I wonder, and this will bring up an interesting topic for OG to chime on too. I wonder if the Final Fantasy DLC was already in the game, locked away. Um,
That's
that's a good
I
question.
wonder that too. That is a good question.
That's a good question.
Um, the thing is, I haven't had from my I've researched it a lot. I haven't seen anybody been able to see anything like it because, like I said, we didn't even know it was coming.
Right.
So
Yeah. I knew
uh,
we knew it was coming. Me and
they
OG.
said that they was gonna do it, but when they brought it, we were like, "Wait, what? It's here?" So I haven't been seeing, and people been data mining it. They have been data mining it.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about content being locked away. That's already you know it's weird because every time I think about content locked away, I think of the expansion pack on the 64. Because a lot of the games had more to offer, but it wasn't unlocked until you got the expansion pack for the 64. Is that, I mean, so is that kind of the same thing? But the only thing that was different was it wasn't just for one game, it was for multiple games. Like when you got the expansion pack for the 64, it opened up a whole new world. As Aladdin plays
Especially
into
in
my head.
Perfect Dark, I think that's honestly like the best example.
Yeah.
Because honestly, you couldn't legitimately play. I think it was a one-player mode without the expansion pack. Because I thought it was kind of weird, but
Right. So it's
but I kind of see where you're going with this, but I think this is a little bit different though. Only because the season. Okay, first and foremost, as far as the DLC is concerned, I personally believe that all this was planned out from the beginning, especially when how you brought up earlier how this was originally supposed to be Final Fantasy Versus 13, and they made it 15. When they were making these adjustments, they knew they were going to be lacking in certain areas. So I do personally believe that they planned a lot of this DLC content to make up for the fact that they were going to be able to do everything they wanted to do right off the bat on schedule. So the multiplayer thing, I think may have been the only thing that they may not have been 100% on. But I do believe like all of the episodes in general, like Prompto, even Ignis that just came out, I believe, or is coming out, one of the two.
I believe come out
All
this
that
month.
stuff. Oh, this month, okay. All that stuff as far as the episodes, I 100% believe that they already had all that planned out.
But the question is it already locked? Is it already on the disc already? Like when you say, for instance, you don't have the season pass right now, and say he's like you don't have the season pass. I don't have the season pass. Is it already on my disc right now? And is it locked away?
If they did have it on the disc already, they did a great job hiding it. They did a real good job hiding it. I don't know that they did or not from what I've been researching.
Because I don't know. I feel like it's wrong. A lot of people feel like, it makes sense. But to me, it feels like it's dirty.
I don't like things being locked like that on a disc at all.
I feel like if it's DLC and it's something that I have to pay for, I shouldn't already have access to it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
I totally agree with that.
It does feel kind of misleading, yeah.
Yeah. No, if they had a plan to do it, that's fine. But if it's locked on the disc already, I don't like that.
Yeah.
Having a plan for your 6-month DLC later on, like, okay, we finished the game, let's start working on it, what we planned already. That's fine.
Right.
But to say, well, it's there, just wait, give it a couple months, we're gonna lock it for you.
We're gonna unlock it for you for $3.95. Yeah. You've had it the whole time, but we're gonna give you the special key for $3.95. And that's what Call of Duty did. Call of Duty had the content already on the disc, and it's like, give it to me now because your maps are getting boring right now at this point. I
thought they would do more maps at the beginning.
Technically, here's the thing, and this is, they consider the war maps. They're not maps. I mean, there are maps, but they're not maps for war's considered multiplayer technically. So, I mean, technically those are multiplayer maps. I feel like, to me, I don't appreciate war. I feel like war is a waste of space. To me, and again, I'm gonna get a lot of flack for this, but you have to understand, I'm not saying the whole game mode, but the actual where you are moving the tank, and the tank pushes back, and then you have to push the tank forward. In every map, you have to do this. Okay? So it reminds me of Overwatch. I hate it. Not that I hate Overwatch, but I don't go to play Overwatch to play Call of Duty. I don't go to Call of Duty to play Overwatch. I go to play those games for those specific things. Just like I don't go to Mario to play Final Fantasy. Just saying.
Everything doesn't need to be Walmart. The one stop
Yeah,
shop.
we don't need the yes, exactly. And I know I'm just going off on tangents and stuff, but and bleeding in topics, but it's just I don't understand why Call of Duty would sit there and lock away the DLC. I just feel it feels dirty. It feels dirty, and I don't understand. We have all these people doing exploits and all these things. Why haven't somebody hasn't figured out how to unlock these things? Because it's really it's not that difficult. I mean, let's just be
At first, people were when they data mined it, they would unlock it. Because I remember this a while ago. This is a different genre. This is a fighting game.
right,
If you remember Marvel vs. Capcom 3,
right.
they unlocked the characters before the company allowed it to be played. And so I don't know if they could still do that like they did back then, but it used to be people was data mining and unlocking it already. So
See, and that's another reason why you shouldn't put it on your disc. I'm just saying. Speaking of which, Bezoid also has Marvel vs. Capcom, correct? The new one.
yes, MVC, yeah,
Yes, yes.
Infinite, yeah.
Yes, this is another game that OG is interested. Why don't you give your thoughts on it real quick? Your thoughts on Marvel vs. Capcom.
Quick thoughts.
Whatever,
is-
whatever you
okay.
want to give.
The game itself, the fighting gameplay of it is fun. It's actually fun because you have so much freedom of what you want to do. The key bad part is the roster itself is lacking. That's the
Okay.
honestly that's the only bad part. The about it is the fact that they need to do something with the roster. It's not enough. Now
DLC.
when you well that too. Um, they're gonna hit us with DLC.
Well, of
They're
course.
definitely gonna give us X-Men later. It's
Mhm.
just a matter of time. But the thing about Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite that you're gonna enjoy if you're gonna pick this game up is so much freedom. Like the crazy things you can do with your combos is you're gonna be like, wow, I just did that. Oh, let me try this. And wow, I just did that. Well, let me try this again. And the Infinity Stones is very awesome to have fun with. Just make up stuff out of nowhere. So you're gonna
Okay.
enjoy that. You're definitely
I
gonna
have
enjoy
a
that.
couple of questions.
Mhm.
First question: compared to the most recent MVC, would you say that this one is definitely by far superior? Is it just slightly better? Like, what's the comparison?
Comparison to Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3. And I
Mm,
really played that one a lot. I really liked it, that one.
mm,
I just hated the connection was very bad.
okay.
Compared to that one, this one is an upgrade.
Okay.
I can't say a gigantic upgrade until I see a better roster because Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3 had a superior roster.
Oh yeah.
You had everybody on there. Now, if they do upgrade this roster to something of that caliber, it's a big jump. Right now, I would say a small to medium jump. The
Hmm.
gameplay is a big
The
jump.
game
The
the gameplay
gameplay
looks amazing in my
the,
opinion, but
the gameplay and the look is a big
Mm,
jump. The roster, not so much. But the gameplay of having fun and doing crazy stuff and playing different characters instead of playing the same top tier characters, you're
mm,
gonna enjoy way more. You're really gonna like it.
the
And
okay.
so you're gonna and the thing that this one does compared to Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3 is
Mm,
it's gonna make you want to play everybody instead
okay.
of just playing well 6 to 7 top tier characters. You're gonna play everybody. I did not like Rocket Raccoon. I'm playing Rocket Raccoon in this one just to see what he can do. So
Nice.
you're
That is
definitely
good.
gonna enjoy more people. That's what I'll definitely say.
speaking of fighting game. Oh, go
Well, a
ahead. Go.
question that I do have too
Okay, go
is
ahead.
going on to the fighting genre. Do you believe that when Dragon Ball Fighters comes out, that it's going to overshadow this game, or is it going to be like evenly competitive? How do you think it's going to affect the fighting game market?
Um, right now the hype behind Dragon Ball is so big, and the fact
Yeah.
that the anime is doing very nicely
Oh, it is.
is really giving it steam. The thing is, it all depends on what Marvel and Capcom does. If they keep hitting us with great content added on and more characters added on, it's going to be a 50-50.
Uh-huh.
If they don't and let this thing start sliding, Dragon
Mhm.
Balls, they're gonna just come and steamroll them. They're gonna steamroll them. So
Oh
it
yeah.
all depends on what Marvel's Capcom do from here, as far as giving us additional content and
Yeah,
additional
more
characters.
DLC between now and when Dragon Ball Fighters comes out. Because I mean, I'll be honest with you, because I used to be kind of in the fighting game industry, knowing a lot of competitive people, and the people that I talk to that are competitive, all of them that I talk to are really hype about Dragon Ball Fighters.
Yeah,
They're not really talking about Marvel versus Capcom as much as I thought they would. Everybody keeps talking about, oh, I already know what characters I'm gonna play. Like they're already talking about the roster that they already have there, and how crazy it's gonna be when it drops. People have already pre-ordered it. I mean, it's a big thing. But then I'm like, well, how about how's the Marvel game? They're like, oh yeah, that's good. And I'm like, well, that's it. Like,
Same. It's the same
I
way.
can.
that's why I asked you that because there is a huge hype for the new Dragon Ball fighting game, which I
Mhm.
think looks great, and I 100% plan on buying it. I'm even to the point where I'm considering buying that instead of Marvel. So that's kind
I
of where
would.
I'm at right now.
I would. I would.
The thing that's like a dark cloud over the Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite is Capcom themselves. They
Hmm.
have such a big dark cloud because of Street Fighter Five,
Mhm.
because of the
Hmm.
Street Fighter Five new with the
Mhm.
arcade edition that's coming.
Mhm.
It's got so many people looking at this game and saying no when the game is actually really good. But what Capcom is doing is turning people off, and
Yeah.
that's why everybody's looking at Dragon Ball Fighters, and it's like, and as I like to play all type of genres, and fighting game is
Right.
a genre I love. I
Oh
see
yeah.
both of them. I'm like, get them both because they're both good.
Hmm.
And I'm saying, don't do the console wars of Dragon Ball versus Marvel versus Marvel versus
Yeah.
Capcom
Yeah.
Infinite.
Right.
Don't do that because you're gonna miss out on something awesome. But
Mm.
that's Capcom's fault. They keep making people look away. And so that's the cloud that you probably sense, and you're like, well, why isn't people hyped for this game? Because people are like, you know what, your Capcom, your practices are really turning me off to you guys and what you're bringing out, even though that's a good game.
Mm.
And
Hmm.
honestly, I would say go get both of them. I
Yeah.
honestly say go get both of them.
Here. Since we're in the fighting genre, I wanted to do a side quest and talk about a little bit of Injustice 2. I do play Injustice 2, and I was looking. And, there are some new characters, and I was doing some more research. The Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles are coming to Injustice 2.
Yeah.
I heard
I'm
about
I,
that.
totally interested
I,
in that.
I, that kind of, I don't know. I'm a big Turtles
I
fan.
want to see how they fight.
I'm a big Turtles fan, but at the same time, I don't really think they belong in the Injustice space. Um, they were never, from my understanding, they've never been DC or Marvel. Correct?
Correct.
They
Correct.
were what, Nickelodeon? Who? No. Who are they?
Well, the comic was a different company, but I can't remember the name of the company. But it
Mhm.
definitely wasn't. I don't think it was a Marvel or DC
I don't
thing.
think
I'll
it
have to
was.
double check and research on that because there was a Ninja Turtles comic, but I don't remember who did it.
Yeah, I don't remember who did it either. And then I thought Nickelodeon bought Turtles. I thought they bought them out. Um,
Hmm.
you know, but I don't know. I I'm not looking forward to it just because I just feel like it doesn't belong in the game. I think it'll be fun, but I just don't feel like they belong. As much as it's the same reason I feel like Sub Zero doesn't belong and Raiden doesn't belong in Injustice 2. Um, I just think it's weird.
Well,
Oh,
you know why they did that, because of NetherRealm.
yeah, I
That's
know.
the thing there.
Hmm.
Yeah,
The thing with the turtles is I'm interested to see how they fight. I know they don't belong, which makes it funny to me. They
Hmm.
really don't belong. So I'm hoping that they do something to make me go, well, that actually looks cool to do.
yeah,
Um, so that's my reservation on the turtles. I'm like, because I'll man, 80s 90s turtles. I was loving the turtles. I wasn't so much in the TMNT thing, but The old
Yeah,
school Turtles
old
was
school Turtles was dope.
definitely grew up on that.
My question
Oh
is,
yeah.
you have the season. Hold on, before I let you talk. Do you have the season pass for Injustice 2?
Yeah.
Okay, so
Yes.
which one? Which is the season pass? Is it the $39 one or is it the $49? Which one is it? Cause I'm like I don't know which one is which because it doesn't say necessarily season pass.
I believe I don't think they brought that fighter pack out for the Turtles yet. I
Yeah, I
think
know.
it's gonna be
Yeah.
Fighter Pack 3.
Okay, so
It's
those are season passes, the fighter packs.
Yeah, the fighter, I think it's 1, 2, and 3 fighter packs, and depending on which size season pack is how many characters you get.
Oh, okay.
Because I know it's 9 characters total, and one season pack give you 3, which I believe is the first one, and the second season pack is 6, and I think that's the first and second one, and the one I got was the all 9 characters. So
Yeah.
I believe is I don't think they put it under season 1, 2, or 3. I think they just put it under fighter packs,
Oh,
which
okay.
is
Which is weird.
weird.
I wish they would just have like one season pass because I would just buy that and then get all the
Yeah,
characters.
they do. It's just I think it's like $89 or $79.
Woo! No, I ain't got
Yeah.
that. Nope, nope. PUBG,
Yeah,
PUBG, PUBG. But go ahead, OG. What were you gonna say? I apologize.
Oh no, just kind of going to the same topic. I just had two things that I wanted to bring up. One, I mean, I brought up, on a recent episode how I do like crossovers of games that, that don't particularly belong. I actually kind of like the idea of the turtles being in there because it's just something that you wouldn't expect. And as
Right.
long as they actually, let their fighting style become fluid, I think it'll be a pretty cool thing. And then something that a lot of people don't remember that Turtles was actually in a fighting game once called Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Tournament Fighter. I
Yep.
don't know if y'all actually remember that or
I
not.
never
I
even played it.
remember that.
I never even
I
played it.
remember it.
I never played
Yeah,
it.
like that was a thing. Believe it or not, you could act. It was actually legit fighting. I thought it was okay. Like it wasn't like Street Fighter or nothing, but it was interesting. I'll say,
Yeah.
because a lot of the, if I'm not mistaken, I think like whenever super thing, it was like super duper simple. You didn't have to press a bunch of complicated buttons to make things happen. They just kind of did it.
Uh
But
huh.
I thought that was a nice little history thing for those of you who don't know. So
Nice, nice, nice. And since I know you say you got another little thing you wanted to talk about, some more stats, why don't you break us down with some stats there, bud?
Well, actually, that was really the only thing in terms of stats that I wanted to bring up. But I kind of do want to kind of circle back real quick to kind of defend Bezoid on when you were talking to him on the grind about the whole issue with spending money in games.
Right.
I am going to be, even though I'm a very huge fan of mobile transactions in general, I will state that there are certain game types where those things do not belong. Like for shooter games and fighting games, those should be more cosmetic. I do agree. There's no
Mm.
reason that I need to pay money to upgrade my gun. I mean, honestly, those are games that should be just skill based.
Mhm.
So that's why I'm actually on Bezoid's side
Mhm.
as far as microtransactions only being for skins and stuff, because it does lower the competitiveness, and competitiveness is more into shooter games and fighting games and simulator type games. Now on the other side, there are certain games where it does belong. So for example, games like let's say Hearthstone
Mhm.
and Duel
Hmm.
Links, that I think is okay. And the reason that it's okay is because it's a collector kind of thing.
Hmm.
And anyone who's ever played trading card games knows that you spend money anyway to buy all these packs and collect cards. That's a normal thing.
Mhm.
That's nothing that really gives you an advantage as far as being able to play better. It just means that you may have the cards sooner because you were able to buy it before somebody else. But it doesn't
Right.
really give you an unfair advantage as far as like, are you going to do well in tournaments? Because a lot of people who don't actually have the cards will borrow from somebody else. So for collectible type games, as far as card games, that's totally legitimate. The only gray area really is RPGs, as far as like MMOs, because that is a scenario to where there's a lot of cosmetic things, which is great, but I do hear a lot of people complain about not being able to do good in their arena because somebody spent all their money on making their brand new character that everyone else is having a hard time getting already better because they spent a lot of money on it. So it does kind of mess up the competitiveness, and it kind of makes you feel like a worse player, and it takes a long time to grind. So I definitely understand where he's coming from, but there are certain types of games where they do belong. And the reason that mobile gaming in general hasn't been really putting much of a fuss about this whole situation is because most of the games are RPGs. and card game. They
Right.
don't really. Most of your mobile game players aren't playing shooter games on their mobile devices. They're not playing fighting games on their mobile devices. They exist, but they're not popular at all. Like most of the mobile game community could really care less. Most of the people that are playing the mobile versions of shooting games and fighting games are people who are into shooting games and fighting games in general for console or
Mhm.
PC. So that's where the difference is right there.
But it's okay. But wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. So it's okay for me to go and spend money to go get cards for Hearthstone and have the advantage on Hearthstone and play against people in Hearthstone and play in tournaments in Hearthstone, but it's not okay for me to do in other games.
Right, because in card games, part of the competitiveness is being able to collect the cards in general. That's part of the whole thing. It's called the whole Pokemon thing where you got to catch them all. That's part of the whole collector genre. That is the entire thing. So
Uh-huh.
it's known that if you're the kind of person that can go out and collect it, then you should do better in general.
Right.
That's just the mindset of all people who've ever played a TCG or a CCG thing. So that's really specifically for that type of genre. Yeah, that's actually okay because I mean, first off, you'll eventually be able to grind it out anyway. But yeah, I mean, for those people who can spend the money to have that card, first and foremost, it's not always going to be an unfair advantage because the thing about trading card games and CCGs is that it's luck of the draw. So this awesome card I just bet 50 or $100 on might not even get drawn in the game. So you could still end up losing because you never drew this $100 card. That's where the
Mhm.
difference is. It's luck based. It's not skill based. The problem with it being in shooter games and fighting games because those games are not luck based; they're skill based. So that's where the line is drawn. It's okay for trading card games that is luck anyway. For shooters and fighters, it's skill. That's what the difference is.
Thank you for that
Yeah.
knowledge, sir. I mean, I agree. Again, I see. Again, I'm just mainly saying for the podcast, for the to the viewer base, but definitely agree. Um, I just feel like at some point to where like I feel like people should have the option whether they want to grind a game or whether they want to pay for it. You know, um, that's what I'm saying. Whether somebody wants to put 40 hours into a game or whether they don't, I feel like they should have the option. Now, I feel like the not having to make somebody pay for it, but not having the grinding option, I feel like that's
That's where you draw the line.
right. Yeah, I
You should
feel
have the option to do
right.
one or the other.
Yeah,
I get
yeah,
you there. Yeah, you
yeah.
shouldn't have one and not the other in that
Right,
instance.
right. And I feel like the grinder should get more of a penalty than somebody that should playing it. I don't feel like, if you're getting it for free, I don't feel like you should. Um, you should get it for like paying it for 5 hours or 2 hours. I feel like you should get it for 40 hours. Although I feel like if you do the 40-hour challenge, and I'm saying this for Darth Vader because Darth Vader, to get Darth Vader, you have to play the game for 40 hours to get Darth Vader. Everybody knows it. You should get some kind of accolade to say, hey, you know what? Look at me. I actually put money or I actually put time in the game to get this accolade. Um, you know, Rather than somebody that buys it, they don't get the special accolade of just paying Darth Vader. So it actually gives more an incentive for the
To
person
grind.
to grind the game. But you never
So
know.
let me ask you this then. So should the extra accolade be something that would increase the stats of something you have or cosmetic?
The accolade
Yeah.
itself, saying that I spent the money or that I grind the game.
Where you grinded it, yeah.
Yeah, where I
What
grind.
additional bonus are you saying they should get
It,
for just doing the grind?
it should be a cosmetic. It should be like some kind of asterisk or something like on their name or something that they can wear as a badge of honor. You know what I'm saying?
I,
Uh,
I like that. I can get down with that. Like
it,
if you actually take the time to grind something, I think that you should get something better cosmetic that you couldn't get spending money only because you did take the time to do it.
Yeah.
Now, some people who spend money might say that's not fair because I work a 40-hour work week or 50-hour work week. Hey, I do the same thing too, and I still grind in my games. You know what I mean?
Right. Exactly. I mean,
So you can eventually get there. It just will take you longer. So
take you
yeah, I mean,
longer.
I'm 100% down with people who do like if your game is going to have the option to do both pay and grind, you should have something better cosmetic for grinding. I'm
Right.
definitely down with that.
Yeah.
I The only thing that I don't like personally is I don't like it to where money is the only option,
No.
and that's kind of one of my biggest problems with the war game, a new empire for Final Fantasy, is that certain things you can only get by spending money. That's what ticks me off. Like I'd love to unlock Prompto in that game and get all the boosts that it can get for attacking other people, but I have to spend 99.99. There's no
Nine
way that
ninety
the game
nine.
Oh my
yeah, but there's no way that it lets me grind it to get it. I have to spend money, and that's what ticks me off because
Wow.
I'm a grinder. I will spend 6 months on doing whatever I have to do to unlock a character if that's how long it would take. But they're not even giving me that option, and that's the reason that I talk a lot of shit about Final Fantasy and New Empire is because they do eliminate a lot of grinding that could potentially be.
Not only that, if you wanna freaking advanced teleport, it's a freaking pain in the ass to get. I'm just saying.
Oh yeah, if you're teleporting from realm to realm, to be specific,
Oh
you have to
my
pay
god.
99.99.
Nine
It's
ninety.
so
Yeah,
dumb.
it's not $9 either. It's $99 to do this.
By the way, since we did kind of bring that up real quick, I don't know if you noticed, but they're having a huge RVR for the new Empire. It's not going to be one on one. It's going to be all servers fighting each other.
Yeah, I saw that. Unfortunately,
Oh,
my
that's going to
squad
be
sucks.
crazy.
I haven't
Well,
left
my
my
squad's
squad.
legit,
I haven't
so I'm
I
looking forward to the war. That's
uh,
going to be nuts. I don't know if they're going to make you pay 99.99 again to move around, but
um,
you know, the
they
idea is cool.
I'm almost willing to pay 900 or $99 just so I could play in your realm and be a part of your squad. But I
Yeah.
can't. I can't though. But unfortunately, that's my biggest my biggest downfall of the game is OG got me involved in the game to where I'm actually playing the game, but I can't play the game because I didn't start the game when he started the game. So we're not in the same realm and we can't go I can't move to realms. I can't move to his
And it
realm.
should
Oh,
let you do it.
wow.
And I know that it should let you do it because that's actually what some mobile RPGs do. Like, because that's kind of the biggest problem with a lot of your mobile RPGs in general is that depending on when you start, depends on what server you're on. But there
Yeah.
are some games that do allow you to move over. Like
Mhm.
Heroes Charge, for example, lets you move to a new server, which I thought was great. A new Empire should allow you to do that. If you have a friend that you want to play with, or if you just make it a farm account, you should be able to do whatever it is, pay the money or grind however long you need to be able to move to where you can be, so you can be with your boys or whatever.
Right. I feel like if there's an advanced teleport, there should be a merge teleport. I'm just saying. I mean, not a
Yeah,
merge, but a realm
like
teleport.
a realm
Cause
teleport. Yeah,
even
I got
yeah,
you.
cause right now, even if Bezoid, if I got Bezoid, hey, Bezoid's, oh, I want to check this game out. If Bezoid was to play the game right now and start a character right now, me and him would not be in the same realm.
Wow. And it would cost 99.99 to come to where you are.
No, it wouldn't. There's no way to move you. I'm just
There's no way
saying.
Wait.
to actually move to another realm. The only thing about going to other realms, the only way that you can teleport to another realm, it's only temporary. You pay 99.99 to get X amount of teleport stones, and you only get to teleport for like an hour, and then it boots you back.
Oh,
Yeah.
So you're
wow.
spending
Yeah.
$100 to spend a couple of hours in a certain realm attacking people, and you're forced back to where you're at.
Yeah, it's only to do the realm wars, as I call it.
Yeah,
The
the
realm
server
wars,
wars. Yeah,
the server
pretty much.
wars, and so basically they make you pay to participate in the server wars, pretty
Which is
much.
so stupid. Like you
Yeah.
shouldn't have to spend money to play the game. That's my biggest problem with it. Is it's so dumb. It doesn't give you the grind option on certain things, and that's what bothers me. I
But
am
me,
a hardcore grinder.
mm-hmm. I've
You should
been.
see my Final Fantasy X God file. Like God, I grind.
You should
Sorry,
you should
it
you
just
should
ticks me off.
you should see my Final Fantasy Age of a New Empire file. I mean, I haven't put no money into it, but I grind the game. But again, because I can't play with OG, I'm stuck with a stupid guild that doesn't do nothing but talk about Bob and being drunk. That's all we talk about is Bob.
Mm-hmm.
That's all she talks about is Bob. I don't talk about Bob.
Mm.
But, yeah. And so, and it's like there's no other guild right now that's in my realm that, like, interests me right now. So I'm like, well, might as well just stay where I'm at. Might as well just stay where I'm at and just chill. But I just been attacking the little Kokobo things, or the little monsters they give you, some cool stuff, and just grinding. And then after I kill them, then I go and hoard all the stuff, and then I just been making awesome weapons, pretty much. And then I've been slowly I'm leveling all my resources before I level my town to level 14.
Good, yeah. That's one thing that I've been telling people in my videos, especially for when you get to 20, because if you get to 20, if someone captures your hero, they can banish them, which basically means you won't be able to use them at all, which is not cool. So I've been telling everybody, before getting to level 20, when you're at 19, grind everything, build everything the best it can be, all of your research, all of your buildings, build everything up. Because once you hit 20, you're very vulnerable. Despite being stronger, those level 30 people are still going to beat you down.
Yeah.
Especially if you're in the middle of a war between guilds or doing, realm war, whatever it is. Those higher level people are not going to hesitate to attack you and banish your hero. So that's where you really got to do some grinding, is when you're getting close to 20. And that's where I'm at right now. I'm at 18 right now, and I'm really building things up at the moment, but I'm taking my time.
Right.
I want to make sure everything is legit before I get to where it starts getting real. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah. I'm like I'm level 13, but I'm doing it like stupid slow. You know what I mean? Like so slow. I probably only get on once a day. Like I'm not even doing when I'm like leveling up my buildings. You know how you can speed level them.
Speed them up, yeah.
I don't even speed them up. If it takes 4 hours, good. Then I just go and do something else. But yeah, so I don't know where we got off into that, but yeah, I mean, I don't know. Final Fantasy, everything is just crazy.
It was the transaction.
Microtransactions. Oh yeah, microtransactions. I mean, I don't know.
I just went into research mode for you guys because I love you guys, and I was hoping I would give you some like good news on what they're gonna do future wise, as far as you being able to play with OG. The only thing I'm seeing right now is they have periodic realm merges, and sometimes that can work in your favor. But as of right now, they have nothing in plans to.
Yeah, that was something that was mainly done near the beginning of the game. I think it was like the first month they did like a few different merges, but now they've been really slow on it.
I'm like, wow, that is.
See, yeah, but and to be honest, and this is what me and OG were talking about. Square Enix does not own the rights to this game. They just allowed this company to put Final Fantasy skins on their game.
Pretty much.
Why they did that is beyond me. It's stupid. Because basically,
I think the people basically gave them a lot of money and said, "Here, I'll give you X amount of hundreds of thousands or millions of dollars if you let me use this." But honestly, it's paying off for them because they're making a lot of money too.
Yeah, but at the same time, like I always say, people identify with their eyes. So people see people see Age of a New Empire, then they see Final Fantasy 15, and they see how Age of a New Empire is so money hungry. They're gonna think the same thing about Final Fantasy 15.
Mm-hmm.
People that don't know, people that are just like live under rocks. You know what I mean? And that sucks because basically, if you think about it, they're running the Final Fantasy 15
to the ground.
To the ground, yeah.
Which is sad because honestly, all of the other Final Fantasy 15 spin-offs are actually decent, believe it or not. All those little extra games you can play, all those DLC. I mean, they're all pretty good. You know, I mean, I can't really talk about it.
Don't get me started on virtual reality fishing, man. Don't get me started on that.
I actually like the idea. I'm not gonna lie. I'm one of the few people that actually like the idea because I actually like the fishing in general in the game. Because honestly, you know, compared to real fishing, it does seem pretty legit how it actually works. But being able to do it like VR, like I think it's more because you're just not into VR in general, and I'm not either. But I still like the concept.
you know.
Speaking of VR, I'm shooting myself in the foot right now because I was at Best Buy the other day when I went and got my Note 8, and they had VR on display where you could test it out, and I didn't do it. I totally was stupid. I was looking at my wife. I was like, why didn't I do it? They had the Oculus Rift on display, and I didn't go play it like an idiot.
Wow.
Like an idiot. I'm actually thinking about going back here soon and gonna go and test it out so I can give my honest, my
I
honest
like that
opinion.
song, Crew Dog.
VR, VR.
Yeah.
the youth of the
I really
nation.
like that song.
Yeah, I actually like that song too. I remember I used to have the CDs of POD. When they were confused. 1 minute they're a Christian band, next minute they're not. Who knows? Who knows? But if you really if you look at the lead singer of POD, doesn't he kind of remind you of Post Malone? Just saying. Just saying. Think about it. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? A little side quest. Post Malone is a gamer. He actually plays League of Legends and PUBG. Just thought I'd throw that out there. How I found that out, I was randomly watching YouTube videos, and this guy was making a PC for Post Malone, and Post Malone was like in the video talking about like the games he plays and what kind of PC he wants and stuff. So that's pretty interesting. A lot of music,
I'll
huh?
give you another side note.
Okay.
T-Pain is a big Overwatch fan.
Really?
Yes.
Uh-oh.
Yes.
He's in
He's a
love with
big-
the strippers. Oh, sorry.
Can you guess who he plays?
May.
Nope.
Who does he play?
He loves May, but he doesn't play. He plays Junkrat and he plays Soldier. Soldier's his
Really
home.
interesting. Oh, you know what? Might as well go in. For before we end this. The new I haven't been able to talk about this. The new Overwatch character is amazing. Have you played her?
The mage, the healing and DPS mage. I have yet to play her.
Are you serious? You better
have
go.
yet-
You better go
I'll
play it.
play
You
it.
You better play her tonight.
I will play her tonight.
It is like what's his name? What's the alien's name?
Alien from Overwatch.
Yep.
Um,
What's his name? The alien from Overwatch's name is, I think it's Zenyatta. Yeah, it's Zenyatta.
Oh,
Zenyatta. It's Zenyatta. Okay, so it's like Zenyatta and Symmetra had sex and had a baby, and now popped the daughter. She's just like that. Yeah, she's just like that. Basically, she can do orbs, but her big orbs bounce. So if you do like a damage orb, like it's like one orb and it like connects to the person, she can do damage. And then also she can also shoot things. And then also she can like do this like weird teleport thing. And she's way faster than her daddy. Because everybody knows if you play Symmetra, everybody knows he's a slow Magoo. I mean, her ultimate is how I always said the healing thing should be. If you go and try and heal an enemy player, it actually hurts them, right? That's how I originally thought the game was, like how I thought Mercy worked. Because like I was like, why isn't Mercy working? Like when I first played Overwatch and I used the healing beam on an enemy, I was like, well, why isn't it killing it, right? You know, because the reverse effect, you can't heal your enemies. So you should be killing your enemies, right? You would think that would be a smart thing to do, right? Well, they didn't do that in the game. Well, her ultimate is she does this like big, huge beam. And if an enemy's by it, then it kills the enemy. If an ally's by it, it heals the ally. So it's pretty freaking dope. Pretty dope. Probably one of my...
That's like a channeling ability. That's cool.
Yeah.
I like her moon skin. It's very nice.
She's probably my favorite character right now. And the only reason why I haven't been playing is because everybody and their grandma wants to be her, but I wanna main her. That's probably gonna be my new main. For some reason when I play Overwatch, I can win all my preliminary matches, but still end up in bronze. And I don't understand it. I don't get it. Don't understand it. I do amazing. I use Reaper. Reaper's who I have in gold guns. I do amazing. I go 23-2. And I get bronze. Can you enlighten me with that, Bezoid?
Bronze on compared to like when you're seeing all your stats come up and you get a bronze T
No.
thing?
I'm talking about in competitive. You've played competitive, right? The season
Yeah.
competitive. Yeah. So I'm trying, instead of like being in the bronze league, I'm trying to get in the gold league or the diamond league or whatever they call it. I don't know. And it seems like even though like I'll win all my preliminaries, do amazing, I still get in bronze. I don't understand it. I don't get it. I don't understand what I'm missing.
I think it's just how much you're playing, because it's people who play this one game Overwatch nonstop, and
Okay.
it's similar to I'm a Pivot and Share because they both do the same thing. Final Fantasy 14 has the same type of ranking system on its 4v4s. Um, you play and you get to a rank, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, say you stop playing. Let's say you get to Diamond and then you stop playing. You're like, I'm good, I'm in Diamond. Well, over time, other people are going to keep playing and their points going to go over your text, and then it puts you down from Diamond to Gold and then can go to Silver.
Mm-hmm.
So, what it wants you to do is to play more and more and more. And you being a person who plays a variety of games,
yeah, I'm pretty much
it
screwed.
doesn't. Yeah, it screws you there. So that's what's going on. You're playing. You're like, I'm winning all the time. I'm doing well, and then everybody else just keep playing, and you're like,
yeah,
but I want to play this too.
I know, cause like secretly, like that's my ultimate good game. Like I'm really good. I almost wish the real competitive scene was on console, because I feel like I can actually like win like a lot of tournaments in that game, because I'm actually pretty decent at that game. Like I can win like 15 to 20 games in a row in competitive, and and this is without communicating with people. Like I don't like communicating with random people because they're so salty in Overwatch. Overwatch people are the most saltiest people in the world.
Oh yeah.
There's salty.
Definitely right there.
Definitely
Something
more.
I'd like to add, as far as to that competitive scene, I think there's a way that they could balance it to where people who can't play as often can still get rewarded as far as their ranking's concerned. Because this is something that they do in the mobile game I play, Seven Nights, where there's a point system in Arena. So if you're versing other people, and you only play it with people that are of your same tier, of your same rank and tier.
Right.
But once you reach a certain score, you go to the next one. And as long as you play enough to maintain that tier, you won't go down. So that whenever you play again, you'll be in that same tier. And as long as you do well in that tier, you'll continue to advance as long as you keep the numbers up. But of course, if you stop playing altogether and you're at like the lower end of a certain rank, then yeah, you'll drop. But it won't be like a dramatic thing to where you're having to start over all the time. So maybe that's something that they should implement, kind of like a point system, where if you do well enough and you hit that next tier, you're not going to be stuck. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah.
You'll be able to continue to
OG,
progress.
to
That's something.
piggyback of what you just said, you're absolutely right. I think they just implemented that in Overwatch, because I'm looking at I'm in the menu now looking at it, and I just see a new thing called the tier legend. And
Oh,
on the tier legend, they got, if you got 1 point all the way up to 1499, you're in the bronze tier. But once you get to 1500, you're silver tier, and you go every 5 points, you get a different tier. So
Well, there you go. There you go.
There you go.
There you go. And let me disclaim this. Overwatch. OG has never played Overwatch. He wants to play Overwatch, but he's never played it. So he didn't even know. Had no idea.
yeah.
I could screenshot it and show it to you if you want.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, actually, you two need to become friends on PlayStation, because Bezoid plays PlayStation also.
Yes, sir.
So definitely, maybe when me and OG get into the Final Fantasy 15 thing. Maybe we can all play together one day.
That'd be cool. We could squad
Definitely,
up. Yeah.
That'd be definitely.
definitely.
That.
I'm gonna PSN screenshot it to you right now, Handy.
All right, cool. Um, what was I gonna say? I was gonna say something pretty funny, but I don't know. But I play Overwatch every like once a week, and if I don't play it once a week, I play it like like Overwatch is my midnight snack. It really is. It's the game that I secretly play that nobody knows about. But I definitely love the game. I seem to play it more on Xbox than I do PlayStation, only because that's where I have my gold guns at. So I like, and when you have gold guns, when you have a gold gun character and you use a gold gun character in competitive, nobody talks shit to you. Nobody tries to tell you what to do because they're like, well, apparently he knows what he's doing because he's got gold guns with that character. So, so I tend to venture over to Xbox when it comes to Overwatch because this way nobody's like, oh, you're a noob, because on PlayStation, on Xbox, I'm a level 230 something.
Wow.
Yeah. On on PlayStation, I haven't even broke 100 yet. But yeah, on Xbox, I'm a level 237. As far as rank goes, as far as like my personal rank, and then I have a gold gun with Reaper because ever since they implemented the new thing with Reaper where he doesn't have to go and pick up the balls, he automatically just gains life, like when you shoot him. I don't know if you know that, but now when you use Reaper and you take damage, that damage automatically turns into heals for a Reaper. So like I just become a beast, because I end up one shot killing people with Reaper. Because if you center mass with Reaper, you can one shot a Roadhog, which is really pretty amazing. And then if I one shot a Roadhog and I'm like half dead, I'm instantly got full health all over again. So I can easily go on a 23 or 30 kill streak with Reaper, no problem. And it's crazy. It's pretty amazing. And I've also did the challenge on both systems, on Xbox and PlayStation with Reaper, where you have to get 5 kills from your Death Blossom. I think it's like 4 or 5 kills with your Death Blossom to get the platinum trophy. I've done it, so yeah, it's pretty freaking cool. And some random person is calling me, and I'm going to say bye, Felicia. But yeah. OG, did you have anything else that you wanted to discuss as far as story wise?
Not particularly. I'm pretty much done as far as the week for material. Just kind of want to do a quick shout out though. My girlfriend's currently on the PlayStation now playing Eternal Sonata, which is an RPG
Oh,
for those
that's a
who are
good
not
game.
sure. Yeah, like I never played it myself, but like she started playing it like over the weekend, and she's like, "Babe, I love this game." And I watched her play it. It is pretty legit, and she let me kind of take over for a little bit to kind of get the feel of it and kind of give her some strats and stuff. But yeah, like PlayStation now's got some pretty legit RPGs on there, so we're definitely gonna be hitting that up. Now, I'm not playing them myself because right now I'm still doing the Final Fantasy IX remastered, so I can give everybody my thoughts on it once I complete it. Which so far I'm actually liking how they remastered it, but I will definitely start getting back into the Eternal Sonata and all that stuff after my girlfriend's done playing and I'm done with nine. So
I'm
just want to
I'm
do a quick
I'm
shout
buying
there.
Final Fantasy 9 as soon as I get to throw my money at the screen of PUBG. So probably the same day that I throw my money on the screen for PUBG, I will be buying Final Fantasy 9. I'm just waiting. I want that to be my first purchase, so I'm just literally waiting to throw my money at the screen. So other than that, Bezoid, is there anything that you wanted to bring up? Anything else?
um, um, what I could bring up right now?
If you
I'm
ain't got
just,
nothing, it's all good. But if you do, it's good. Go ahead.
I would just say, gamers enjoy games. Don't just limit yourself. That's the only thing I can bring to you.
Yeah,
Oh,
definitely.
I could say this: Persona 5. If you've never
Oh,
played it, go have fun. That game is amazing. It
definitely.
is
I've heard nothing but great things about Persona 5. I'm
totally,
actually,
totally
it was
great.
kind of a slow burn for me because I wasn't a huge fan of Persona when it first shot. I thought it was really weird, but once Persona 4 hit, I all of a sudden fell in love.
Hmm.
And yeah, I'm looking at 5. I haven't played it, but I looked at it and I'm like, that looks pretty legit.
And
Yeah,
and oh, go ahead.
as a person who just recently got into the Persona series, I always watch somebody play instead of playing myself. So I knew about it, but I never really got my hands on it. I watched four. After when five came out, I went back to four and I'm like, okay, let's see how this is.
Mm-hmm.
And four got my attention. So when I played five, I was like a newbie. And
Mm-hmm.
this game is amazing. Totally amazing.
And it's also on sale right now. So if you want to go
Yes.
pick
It
it
is
up,
on sale.
it is on sale. I believe 20, 30, maybe
Yeah, I
40.
think it's 20 or 29.99.
Yes.
It is
That's a
totally
good
worth
price.
it.
Oh my god,
Yeah.
It-
that's such a good price.
PlayStation's got the deals, and well, the main what actually pulls PlayStation with the better deals is just mainly because PlayStation's got the better games. You were saying it earlier, PlayStation Now with the RPGs. Well, that's because PlayStation has the Xbox doesn't have RPGs. Really, the only
Not
thing
many.
the only thing
Yeah.
that Xbox has is first person shooters, but the first person shooter, they only have one exclusive first person shooter, and that's Halo. And Halo doesn't come out with a game every year. Halo probably
Oh,
comes.
and Gears of War.
Well, oh yeah, that game. Yeah, but both of those
I
games
had to
don't.
bring it up.
Both of those games don't even come out with games every year. All right, Kitty, go ahead and get you some food. Probably gonna give me some food here myself soon. The only thing that's funny thing about it is that both of those games that are exclusive first person shooters, they don't come out with games every year. It's like what, every 4 years for Gears of War, every 5 years, maybe 2 years for Halo. You know what I mean? So
Mhm.
interesting. Go ahead.
Personally, I'm okay with not releasing a new shooter game every year. I don't necessarily think you have to. Like, I think that eventually it is good to make another, installment in the series, but maybe every 2 or 3 years as opposed to every year.
Yeah.
Give the game time to actually live and,
Mm.
get some hype, be in the tournament scene, whatever the case may be.
I agree, but at the same time, only a few first-person shooter games have been able to do this. Overwatch is one of them, and that's because of their content and how they've did it. I think because Overwatch is going on 3 years, 3 years, 2 years, 3 years.
I think 2
Sounds
years.
two would be more accurate.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
2
think it's
years.
2 years.
2 years, and they're doing amazing. They're steamrolling. They ain't going nowhere. You know what I mean? Like Overwatch is not dead, but
No.
Gears of War, dead. In my opinion, is dead.
It pretty much is.
Halo. I mean, the only thing that keeps Halo alive is the tournament scene. And then
Pretty much.
other than that, I mean, even so, I mean, I feel like if they're gonna create a game that's gonna last for like the 3 or 4 or 5 years, if they're gonna do that, they need to make the game have more meat to it, I guess, more diversity to their game. Because like I said, Gears of War is a one-trick pony. It's all who's got the best shotgun skill, you know.
Yeah, which is sad because the first one had a lot of potential because the first one was actually even and legit. They just screwed it up afterward.
Yeah. Halo's always been a good game. I think what turned people off to this Halo was actually the storyline to this Halo and the war mode. I absolutely hated the war mode in this Halo.
Speaking of which, when you said war mode,
Yes.
I agree with you on the World War II war mode. I don't like it.
Thank you. Oh my Jesus! Thank God somebody. Oh, go ahead.
I
Sorry.
don't like it, but I gotta put a but in there.
Oh.
I understand why they did it because that's just free money for them.
Yeah.
That's just
Yeah.
free money. I don't like it. I don't ever want to play it. I played it a couple times. I do the challenge for it. That's about it. I don't like the mode.
No, it's so stupid, and then all you need is a good sniper on the other team, and you've pretty much won the game, because you just can't do nothing, and like I said, every end of the game is who can escort the payload, just like in Overwatch. Who can escort the payload? Oh, your enemies are on the payload. Oh, it's going backwards. Oh, it's stalled, just like in Overwatch. I don't care about the classes. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter to me. The fact that it's all about moving a tank, which is the payload in Overwatch, no, I'm good. I'll go play Overwatch. Overwatch is more funner than War Mode, in my opinion. It's more strategy. But definitely. But with that, I think I'm pretty much done. I don't know if any of you guys got anything else to add.
I'm good.
I'm good. If streamer tip, be consistent as always. You know, pretty much is my thing. Be consistent. Don't let anybody tell you can't do something, because I've already been achieving goals, and I'm nowhere near the partnered streamer. Although it says that I'm 15% into getting my partnered eligibility. Thank you. 15% in. Basically, I just got to keep my numbers up, and it's like 75 concurrent over the month, which I thought it meant I had to have 75 people in, but apparently not. I guess I don't know. I don't understand it. Because it first it was at 13%, and I looked at it yesterday or the day before, and it's like at 15%. So it keeps going up. So we'll see what happens. See how things go. But without further ado, we're gonna go ahead and let OG take us out, man. Go ahead.
Well, first and foremost, I just want to thank you, Bezoid, for joining us today. Honestly, you really enhanced the podcast today. I mean, it was really, really nice having you. You had really good input. You have a lot of good knowledge as well. So I really appreciate you being here with us today. You were really, really good. Special guest, especially for our 50th episode. Like, I couldn't have asked for, a better person to join. So thanks Andy couldn't have asked for a better person to join because he's the one that asked you. But, I'm glad you joined. So first off, I just want to give you a shout out. Thanks for being here with us. Like, really, really legit.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me. It was totally
no problem.
fun.
Absolutely.
Go ahead and finish. Well, I was gonna say we may make him a third permanent guest. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, that'll be cool.
Let's see if Bezoid's down.
Definitely up for it.
Okay.
This is totally fun.
Okay, good. And
Nice.
So that would be good. That way we can get your picture up there, and get. I just gotta rearrange my overlay, and we'll get your picture up there. We'll get another still picture or whatever. He says he wants Goku, so we're gonna put Goku up there, and put Bezoid underneath.
Nothing wrong with that.
I may
shout out to Dragon Ball Fighters.
Yo, I may get that game though. No lie, I may get that game.
It looks so legit. Anyway,
it looks so good.
Yeah,
it's totally good.
Especially
if you're a DBZ fan, you're like salivating over this game.
I was a DBZ fan with the fighting game, like the first fighting game, like they came out for
Budokai?
Budokai series.
Yeah, the Budokai series when it came out for PlayStation.
I
know it sucked, but it was different for its time. Okay, PlayStation 2. I mean, it was PlayStation 2. I mean, what more? It was pretty cool.
No,
the fact that you could fly, the fact that you could fly and beat each other up in the air. I thought that was kind of cool. I don't know.
Oh, let's not talk about Final Bout and GT. Wow, those PS1 days, that goes way back.
No, that's true.
Yeah,
that's true. Well, that's what we got for next week's episode. We can talk about way back fighting games.
There you go.
There we go. But go ahead. There we go. Go ahead, OG. Finish taking us out, bud. My bad.
All right. Well, thanks everybody for listening and watching. For those of you on YouTube and Twitch, we do appreciate you every week that you keep watching us. It does enhance our program when you're there, kind of providing feedback and just watching in general and just showing us the love. We do appreciate it a whole lot. Of course, Handy Kill Cam is going to be on Twitch all week, so don't forget to see him there, especially tomorrow on Able Gamers. Don't forget, he'll be over there on Thursdays. And don't forget about Fortnite Fridays.
Fortnite Fridays, yep. Fortnite Fridays.
I love how, so I had to bring that up. And sorry I've been slacking on my YouTube videos. I do plan on making a video this weekend for Final Fantasy. For those who are still watching a new Empire, apparently, people have been waiting for my videos to come out. So I'm going to be doing one, I promise. And just on a side note, thanks for watching my YouTube videos anyway, because I actually have a video that now has 4,100 views. I didn't even realize.
Wow,
congratulations, man.
And now I actually have commercials on my videos now, so that's
what?
cool too. So,
congratulations, Mr. Modest.
Yeah, I don't even know why it happened. I guess after I sent that email, they just monetized everything for me, and boom, commercials.
Mr. Modest, you're now in the YouTube big time, man.
Yeah, I wouldn't go that far. But
I'm just saying, it's all about that ad money, though. It's all about
Yeah,
that
let's see
ad.
what happens.
I'm
That
just
ad
That
saying.
ad money.
That ad money though. Yeah, every time
Yeah.
somebody, pretty much every time somebody hits that skip commercial, you make $4 or $5. So just throwing that out there. Just saying.
Hopefully that money starts pouring in. We'll see what happens. So yes, please keep skipping all of my commercials so I can get money.
But just know, you don't do it yourself. They actually know it when you do it, and if you do, they'll end up.
Oh no, I
terminating-
don't do that myself.
Okay, yeah,
no.
yeah.
And plus, I watch other videos. I don't watch my own. I mean, unless I'm like trying to test quality and stuff, I typically don't watch my videos. But other than that, I mean, yeah, just thank you guys for just watching us and listening. And we'll be back next week. You know, same bad time, same bad channel. If anything happens with a new job, we'll be sure to let you know if anything changes. But other than that, we're pretty much solid and good to go. Keep gaming, you know.
Definitely, and I just want to put that out there. Be on the lookout. I will have a YouTube video coming out here. I'm probably gonna work on it today, and it'll probably be either out today or tomorrow. We got a good Fortnite win yesterday, guys, and it's gonna be called the Bush Wookie for the win. For those that were watching my stream yesterday, you know exactly what happened. It was pretty amazeballs. And that's going to be on YouTube. I've said that I'm going to put every Fortnite win on YouTube, whether it's me winning or somebody on my team winning. So that's what we're going to do, and that's what we're going to do. And definitely appreciate all you guys. And we will go raid somebody, because I feel like raiding somebody. And let's go raid somebody. I'm going to do it the old-fashioned raid, because it's just easier. It's handicap accessible.
Yeah. Handy accessible.
Handy accessible. Let's see. Who do we have to raid? I raided that person yesterday.
Speaking of which, Call of Duty got a update file. Wonder what that is.
Uh-oh. Oh, my Jesus. We're going to go raid somebody that just resubbed to me today, so let's go do it. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. There we go. And we are out.